two, round two, round two, round two is up around the corner. It's the calm before the storm, folks. And you want to know what round two means to me? What round two means to me? What round two means to me is my voice. And I'll explain. Round two, I have a matchup with JW. And that show right there is at stake. If I lose that matchup, I lose my show. And what does my show mean to me? My show is my voice. My show is my platform. My show is my canvas. We're all given something beautiful to say in this world, and I've been given that opportunity by Avi Klein, and I am grateful. But speaking of Avi Klein, if I win in round two against JW is gone. Thank God. But then my brother, Avi Klein, is also gone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who I went to college with. We forged amazing, beautiful memories around this craft, and that I reconnected with 4 years ago. And we've been on this journey, this TKN journey. And what is this TKN journey? What this journey is 119 Hall of Famers and award winners. A YouTube channel with over 1.5 million views. What this journey with Avi Klein is a journey of innovation, of revolution, because those are the terms and the words that these luminaries are using to describe what we are doing. What round two means to me is a woman who came to this country 50 years ago, my mother, and sacrificed so much for me to be right here and have the opportunities I have. JW is threatening those opportunities by taking away my show. You asked me what round two means to me. What round two means to me is legacy. Because, ladies and gentlemen, one day we are all going to be gone from this world. We're going to be 6 feet under. And the question that I will ask myself, and the question that everyone ponders at night, is how is everyone going to remember you? How are people going to remember Howard Collado? A man who fought, a man who was resilient, a man who was able to detect the slithering snakes, the sheep in wolves' clothing in the form of JW and defeat him? A man who will be forgotten. That is what round two means to me.
See, I started out as a commenter in the comment section of the green room. Not quite in the beginning, but I'm one of the originals. When I started out in the beginning, I was there, watched the growth. And John was jealous as he watched me grow. And then I became cast member. And he got jealous. He got jealous as he watched me grow, become strong. And then I got my own show. And see, what this all means to me is as I grew, I started to find myself. I started to find my purpose of who I am as a person. And I became more than just a housewife. I became more than John. I became more about me than more than about him. And you know what? John didn't like that. So then he started making it about him, talking about I was crying victim, as everybody's heard. And see, people thought I would drop off. They called me weak. Oh, the little girl won't make it. She's not strong enough to make it around here in this world of TKN, in the celebrity tournament. And you know what round 2 means to me? Well, as everybody saw in round 1, I won. I kicked butt in round 1, and I won. I did it on my own 2 feet. What round 2 means to me is not only am I in round 2, I found my purpose, I found my voice, and I am standing next to 119 luminaries. That is Hall of Famers, that is award winners from film, television, and I am standing next to them. I am standing with them with 29 points. I am in this thing, and I will win this thing. And what that means for you, John Red, is it ends tonight. That's what it is.
$1,666,062 views on that YouTube channel. In this tournament, for round 1, I faced not only one opponent, as my opponent P Sharpie has in his match, but I faced 2 mystery opponents who I had no idea who their subjects were. And tonight, I'm going to bring the energy and the confidence that came from that time. This time is now. Round 1, I crushed it. This is where it goes down. This is where all that confidence that you build in the ring of the celebrity tournament comes into play. This is what round 2 means to me. Bring it on.
Here we are, entering round 2. Honestly, I couldn't wait to get here because it was a close matchup way back in the beginning when I went up against Giselle over a year ago. Can you believe it? I fought really hard and I really thought I would win. But I sat and I waited patiently in the Second Chance Bowl. And because I won on the Black Box, which is our Wednesday night show, it means a lot to me. I won and I was able to get into round 2. What does that mean to me? It means that my patience, my calculated moves have worked out so far for me. So I'm excited to not only join the ranks of over 119 Hall of Famers, people with major awards, celebrities, sports, film, and my cast members from the Green Room who are highly intelligent, highly competitive, highly involved in everything TKN, the new network, which you can find out more on YouTube. If you are not watching, we have over 1.6 million views in 8 short months. The momentum is amazing. We're almost going to hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. So round 2 is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to dance and showcase my talents and sit next to the other people who say they want it as much, but I can really taste it. I'm ready, not only for round 2, but also next Saturday night, I will be up against one Joe Rizzitano. Not only does he have his matchup tonight, but also the Battle of the Black Box. And if you guys have missed it, tune in on Wednesday nights. You'll be glad that you caught it, because that's where it happens. Battle of the Black Box this Saturday night, where I take on Joe Rositano in an unprecedented matchup for me to host the Black Box. In round 2, here I come, because I'm ready to win it all.
Yeah! Yeah! Round 2, baby! Round 2 is here. Round 1, a gauntlet. 119 award winners and Hall of Famers. I sat and watched most of it because I qualified for round 2, almost a year ago. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have been the 3rd highest vote getter in the entire tournament. I know I have my work cut out for me, but see, because of the John Red Challenge, I am in round 3. So it's not that I'm concerned about round 2, or that I'm not concerned about round 2. I know that the rules are going to change. It's not going to be like it was in round 1. You have to bring a whole new level to this game. I will be sitting back. I will be studying. I will be taking notes. And I guarantee you, come round 3, when it all comes together and it's my turn, I'm going to be ready to go, because I need $13,000. And me and Lauren, we need a trip to Greece, baby. Let's do it, baby.
1 year ago, I was the first green roomer to move on to round number 2, taking out the riffraff. Fast forward 1 year later, last weekend, folks, you saw Joe and I had this high stakes debate. It went down to the wire. We tied. Black Box came around. Hauser came on saying that tonight we're going to have sudden death. Sudden death between Joe Rositano and I. The stakes have not been higher. The person that wins goes to round number 3. And folks, let me tell you this. Pete Sharpie does not lose, as you witnessed in these past couple weeks. Pete, I was excited for round number 2. But Petey boy over here, I'm looking forward to round number 3. So, Joe, make sure you bring it tonight, because you're going to need it. See you all in round 3.
Round 2. Everyone here is talking about round 2 and how they're pumped and excited about round 2. Well, folks, I'm not in round 2 yet. I'm in the second chance bowl, and I have no idea who I'm going to be facing, because I'm stacked. I'm up against so much talent. I mean, let's think about this. Scott William Winters, Todd Bridges. I could go up against Ray Lloyd. I could go up against Al Snow, Lenny Wilkins. These are all amazing luminaries. I don't know. And that is unpredictability. That is the unknown. And folks, if there's anything about Hauser Overlock, it's that I thrive in the unknown. You throw me to the wolves, and I'll survive. You throw me into the rocks, into the waves, whatever, I will survive. So round 2, I'm looking at you, focused and ready.
Pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner.
Oh, it'd be fantastic to win this thing. First thing I would do is set up story performances over in Greece, and I'd like to do it in one of the ancient theaters.
Why would I not want to be able to go from Marathon to Athens and trace the original steps?
Going to Greece with my wife and my family and having a great time. Let's win this.
Just like the sportsmanship, Jim would say the same thing. You don't play for individual awards.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to be able to say I beat all these guys.
I'm trying to go to Greece.
I'm here to win the whole thing.
I've come here to chew gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
It really is about winning.
Yeah, heck yeah, I'm here to win it.
And I'm here to do my best.
Everybody has some pride. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. I plan on winning tonight.
Here doing mental push-ups.
Winning is really important. What's even greater is inspiring. That's what you do with this show.
Well, you're in it to win it, or why be in it at all?
I'm about winning.
I think I'd be more interested in the prize.
It's about the prize.
I am here to go for the gusto.
Why are you keeping score if you don't want to win?
102 Hall of Famers. And
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to win it.
We all want to win.
I'm here to win.
Of course, I'd love to win.
I'm always in it to win it, Avi.
I'm definitely in it to win it.
I've already won. I hate losing. I want to go to Greece.
It's about the pride. You don't want to come in second. You want to be first.
Well, of course I am. I don't do nothing to lose.
Yes, I do. Of course I do. I want to go to Greece.
I have a newborn daughter. I'm here to win it for her.
Wouldn't be on here if I wasn't going to win something.
Yes, I'm going to win it all, man. I'm winning it all, baby.
Going for it.
Party people! That's right. I'm here. Nothing better than the top.
Well, I'm going to give it 110%.
We don't go out with no losing mentality.
I'm here to win.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here to win the whole thing, man. I don't get in the ring for losing, man. I'm like in the ring right now.
To do the best I can. Looking forward to it.
But I am here to win.
I'm here to win it.
If it has competition in it, I definitely want to be the one to win it.
And have to want to win this thing.
The Moni always gets his man. Dude, I'm going to win.
I don't play. I just win.
Why not? I've been to Greece once. I'd love to see it again.
Of course. So yeah, I don't know how to win this thing.
Just say this, Avi. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
And I want to take away that chicken dinner. So yes, I want to win this whole shebang.
Listen, I got the whole pride of my family riding on tonight's event.
The most dangerous place on this show is between me and that prize. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm a winner. I was born a winner. I didn't come here to lose.
You had me at Greece, baby. I told you, I've never been.
Everyone's here to win.
Would you want to win this entire thing, Mr. Douglas?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I love it, guys.
I'm a bad man.
Yes, you are.
I can fight.
But I'm here to win this entire TKN celebrity game.
I don't play unless I'm going to win.
Winning is not an option. I got to be a legend because I won.
Yes, it would be lovely.
So yeah, I'm here to win it, damn it. I'm here to win it.
I didn't come here to lose.
I mean, why not, man? I mean, my wife loves Greece.
Hey, I'm not here for a participation trophy.
Definitely here to win it all, man.
I don't know anything but winning, so let's go.
If you ask me if I want to win, I always want to win.
Anytime I can get a free trip to Greece and $13,000, I'm in it.
If I win, I would be over the moon.
You know, winning isn't everything. It is the only thing.
And then after that,
I think she played Kathy Shumway, maybe?
Yeah, she was Kathy Shumway. Very good. That's very impressive.
I mean, that was fantastic. You are great. The only other person that has that kind of spontaneity and the gift of gab was the late, great Chick Hearn. We thought Golden Throat was gone, but he's reincarnated in you.
You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is no one's perfect. But honest to God, you're terrific. You do your homework. And I've done everybody. You know, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did Merv Griffin. I did it all. And you're very energetic and good. You ask the right questions.
Now, if I hear any giggling...
Another trio of questions, now more underrated. We have Billy D. Williams, Italian men named Skippy, or unicycle.
Abolish the political parties.
I'll tell you this, Av, you definitely do your homework. Hey, like I said, the good thing about you're extremely prepared.
It's my hobby, Janice. Why you gotta belittle it? Oh, where'd you get that book from?
Yeah, there we go.
It's my yearbook. That's
Yeah.
easy. You guys, I tell you what, you did your homework.
John Amos.
Man, what an introduction. I hope I can live up to that. God bless you.
I'm prepared to take on this challenge of this wonderful monologue that you've written, and I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do after I read it again for maybe the third or fourth time.
I've just been waiting on one of those introductions, and I was sitting there watching the opening of the show, seeing all these guys talk about, oh man, thank you, that was the greatest introduction we've ever had, and I'm sitting here, I'm saying to myself, please, I'm waiting on him to introduce me.
Thank you for that great introduction. This is awesome.
Avi, thank you, man. That is quite the introduction. I've done a ton of these things, as you know. I've never had an intro like that.
It's good to be able to see that you bring people together that, you know what, maybe one of the world's problems will get solved by listening to this show. And I want you to accept the accolades that you get from all of these brilliant people. They tell you that you're smart. They tell you that you're exposed. These are comments and compliments that you have to say, thank you very much, I accept.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator. That will...
Thank you. You said things about me that I don't even remember. And what a collection of wonderful personalities you have.
I think you should write my own book like the intro. Would you do that again?
You're amazing, brother. I was always known as a good talker, but I don't know what the hell to say after listening to you. You're amazing.
Thanks, man. That was great. I love the introduction. Yes.
Avi likes to move it.
My friend, I am glad that I'm getting to know you. You are one hell of a human being.
Oh, man, thank you, Avi. I appreciate it, man.
Wow, dude. And that is amazingly everything that's happened in my life up till this moment right now.
I did. It's so unusual to be engaged in what everybody else is saying.
Because when you could stay on and do this, I could have stayed on for hours more.
I had a great time. It was great. I mean, your intro for me was just awesome, but also the intro to the show was like, wow, you have all of these people.
Oh, I had a blast, man. This was absolutely phenomenal.
It's completely different. I mean, it's not like a podcast.
You have something amazing going with the show but you're there and you're educating us. You're taking people from different eras, different disciplines. You're taking us out of our comfort zone. You're making us fall in love with people that we didn't know.
I had a wonderful time, Avi. You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about, man.
Is eargasm a word?
It is now.
I may have had great intros, but I shall never have better.
Wow, man. You need to go everywhere with me with that intro, man.
Holy smokes, Avi. Where did you get that information from?
Welcome to the
Wow.
my friend.
Of my face, even when I came on, I'm just like in awe.
Avi, thank you very much. That was absolutely beautiful, man.
Oh my gosh, I am overwhelmed. that was incredible and exciting.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Wow. Oh my dear, what an intro. Boy, you do your homework.
Hey, Avi, beautiful. Great entree.
Thank you very much. Hell of a info, I tell you that.
Thank you, Avi. That was, oh man, I got chill bumps just listening to you.
That was a good introduction.
Wow. That was great, man.
Damn. I didn't know I was that famous. Thank you for letting me know who I am.
Well, Avi, thank you very much for that warm welcome.
Hey, thank you, Avi. I got to say, that's one of the better introductions I've ever had.
I just experienced sympathy cardio. My heart rate's about 120 beats a minute just listening to that intro, brother.
Wow. Holy moly, mother of God.
I need to get a copy of that because that's going to be my eulogy.
Oh, that's quite an intro, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Avi. I don't think I've ever had an intro like that.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on. That was the best introduction ever, man.
What's going on, man? Appreciate that. That intro was awesome.
Wow. I just feel like I walked out to an arena.
The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend. And I feel an unbelievable level of wealth And a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
Thank you, Avi. And if I could say something to you.
Yes,
You know, I've been through a really rough time the last month, and I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me and all that, and I thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me.
Did you find the technique itself helpful when it came to observing your scene partner staying present instead of strictly relying upon memory?
That's a great question, Avi.
I really enjoyed this, man. You're a smart guy, and you ask really good questions. And
Last name Mantegna, first name Joe. Joe, welcome, my friend.
I think I have whiplash, Avi. Thank you very much.
What a hell of an introduction. That was cool, man. I don't even think Michael Buffer did it better than you, brother.
I stand in awe of your memory and your ability to rhyme.
What an incredible introduction, Avi. That is probably the best introduction I've ever had.
Jake Roberts, my friend.
Wow, that was scary.
I am so grateful for our friendship. And you know what? You appreciate things in people that make such a difference.
This is different. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. You're so innovative. I love it, man, because it got me thinking.
It was intellectually stimulating, which is a unique thing in this world of ours today.
I had a fabulous time. Thanks for having me on the show.
And Avi, great job. This is interesting and different.
It was awesome. It was really great.
Wow, thank you. What an amazing introduction.
And I really enjoyed every minute of it, man. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm just happy I made it to the next round.
And you, Avi, I have a great deal of respect for your resume as well. I mean, I've done many interviews over the years, but this has been one of the most fun by far.
Well, thank you very much. I can't think of a better way to begin the new year than with you.
Have fun tonight, my friend?
Yes, I did. People are willing and open. I like that.
Wasn't sure what to expect. You're number one in my book as far as putting on a podcast.
You know what? You're a very interesting person. I mean,
please.
you are you with all this rhyming stuff. You must really put a lot of effort into this. And
Praise, is teaching this craft as rewarding for you as performing?
I think sometimes it's more rewarding.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. You do a great job preparing.
A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
I hope you're getting paid a lot. This was the greatest intro I think I've ever had.
It's terrific, and it's fun, and keep bringing diverse personalities together. I think that's great, and it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
When all of the actors and directors, different worlds come together, this is like a sanctuary for those people because we don't always get to talk about the things that really truly move us. I love this show because it makes me feel.
Brother, I'm going to take you with me everywhere to get an introduction. That's the best introduction I've ever had in my life.
You know, usually I'll do interviews and get asked the same questions about Stephen King. This was great to talk about things that matter, that go beyond project.
Wow, when I have a retirement party, even at my funeral, you better show up.
That was one of the best introductions I've ever had in my entire life. Better than my bar mitzvah.
Papa Smurf as a hip-hop artist?
Yo, yeah.
You're very talented. That's amazing.
Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. How are you, my friend? So I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time, if you'd like me to do that.
I don't know what I can do now.
First name Keith.
Oh my God, what a great introduction. Fantastic. You do your research, connected with me right there. And he knows my brand. This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests. And great guests beget great guests.
I enjoy myself so much. Oh, man.
I love the questions. Honestly, like that perspective in life.
Hey, listen, brother, it was so much fun. I'm so glad I'm moving on to the next round.
Avi, you do an amazing job. I appreciate you.
I actually had a great time. I got a great chance to get to know the other two contestants.
I had a great time, and if I go up against Jimmy McMahon, can we do it in the same room together?
I really enjoyed myself. Thank you. Did you have a nice time, Sally?
I did. A wonderful time.
I appreciate you. You have a great rest of the weekend, my friend.
I did. Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, very different.
Had a great time. I had a great time. I mean, listen, it's it's just bringing people together.
It opened my eyes. It opened my eyes to people and their own trials.
Really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
I sure did. Thank you.
I had a wonderful time, man.
Yeah, I had a good time. It was nice to meet the other folks as well.
Just thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the love you showed.
I had a great time. Thank you to everybody else. Been very kind, professional, and I'd love to be on your show anytime.
I did. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Avi, you're incredible, brother. You just never cease to amaze me. Thank you very much.
This show should be on mainstream television.
You showed us your heart and soul, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I really do love what you're doing.
I respect you a ton. Can't wait to talk to you soon and work with you as well.
It's like Saturday Night Live all over again.
You have accomplished something that is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. There's no words to describe what you are doing. You are getting the best out of everybody, out of every discipline, and you're putting it out there and sharing it with everybody that, you know what? Your show should be in every school. They should listen because you bring good values. You bring it's amazing what you're doing, Avi. And you know, everybody's telling you, but take it from me. What you are doing is educating. The world is a better place thanks to you.
I think it's fabulous. I'm excited.
Welcome everybody to episode 191 of The Green Room. It is May 25th, and we are so happy to be here. Wow, after watching that intro, I can't believe, and I couldn't count either, how many times thank you was said within that intro. I would dare anybody to go back and count them. Kind of like those old jelly bean jars back in the day. How many are in there? How many thank yous are in there? We are so glad to be able to put out the content that we have, to be able to stream live on our YouTube channel, and to bring you, the masses, the viewers, fresh, live, mysterious, non-controversial topics and conversation each and every week. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts to you guys for tuning in tonight. Let's see who I have here in the comments section. Say hello. I love to see you guys react, and I love you guys being here. We have thousands of viewers on YouTube right now, and we're on over 53 different pages on Facebook. So thank you guys so much for supporting and watching us grow and being part of that. So we are so thankful for that. Tonight, we have such an exciting lineup for you guys. I am bursting at the seams, not only because we've seen round one come to an end, but that doesn't mean that we're going to slow down or stop by any means whatsoever, because you know what, guys? We have just begun here on The Green Room. TKN presents a lot of stuff. Not only The Green Room, but Wednesday nights we have the Black Box. We have our talk shows in full swing. And we're so delighted to see you guys here. Hi, Larry. Hi, Lester. Hi, Mary. McKenna. We're going to see McKenna later on. Hello, Chad. Records like no other. Christopher. Hey, how is it going? Hi, Guida. Nice to see you today. Oh, I'm so glad to see all you guys. Dion, what's up? Louis, Ramon, I love all you guys. I love your energy. I love what you guys bring to the comment section, because you guys are the reason we are here. You are the reason why we smile and put on different content each and every week. Yes, it is going to be a big show tonight, Ramon. And let me tell you, the lineup tonight, not only are we waiting to see what the results of Pete versus Joe. If you guys tuned in last week, we saw Pete and Joe go at it, right? And the stakes have never been higher for these guys. They both won it. The winner of that matchup goes on to round 3, which is huge. And the loser will still have another chance because they'll be put in the second chance bowl, which I just recently shook off because I'm in round 2. But they will have to compete in that second chance mini tournament that will be coming up. More on that later. So tonight we are going to have one topic that will break the tie that we saw last week. Pete and Joe had me on the edge of my seat. You and me both, Giselle, because they really went head to head. There was something for everybody, and they came out in a tie. Ugh. So now, this week, we are going to put that tie to rest. I am looking forward to that matchup. It's going to be a sudden death topic. So one person will walk away a winner tonight and go on to round 3. I can't wait for that. How about you guys? The other thing we are looking forward to tonight is a mysterious challenge between none other than John Red and Mindy. Red? Is that what she's going by these days? I can't wait to see what's going on with those two. And guess what? I don't even know what's going to happen. It's mysterious. It's unprecedented. I am looking forward to it. John Red is looking forward to it. Hell yeah, John Red. All right. You don't even know what's involved. So, but you know, if you've tuned in and you've watched our shows before, that anything is possible on the Green Room, the Black Box, our talk shows. So tune in for it all. Throughout the week, we have something for you guys. Then, next in our lineup tonight, as if the other two things I was talking about is not big enough, we have our second chance bowl voting. Now, like I mentioned before, the loser of Pete and Joe is going to go to second chance bowl. What is it? So if you've watched, then you know. But throughout all of round 1, we've had over 100 different competitors that have joined us from the world of TV and sports and wrestling and major awards. Over 119 Hall of Famers, as a matter of fact. And we have seen those matchups go to the wire. We've seen some people advance to round 2, and some of them, sadly, did not make it. So they still have a chance in this competition because here at the Green Room, TKN, we love to talk about second chances. And that's exactly what we're going to see in our second chance bowl mini tournament. Now, not everybody can make it in. We still have 20 people, celebrities and luminaries that are sitting, waiting to be voted into the second chance bowl. But there is only 3 spots left. And guys and gals, we are going to vote for those 3 last spots tonight. And I just can't wait to see who is going to have another second chance at getting into round 2. Because let's face it, this tournament means a lot to a lot of people. There is a lot of high stakes. There is cash prizes. There is a trip to Greece. And of course, the being crowned Mr. or Mrs. TKN, which is the pride of winning the entire tournament. Also, we call it the Tom Sizemore Memorial Cup because, as we know, in the beginning of our round 1 tournament, if you did not see it, we had Tom Sizemore in our tournament. And last year, he sadly passed away. So we are carrying on his memories and calling it the Tom Sizemore Memorial Cup. And I'm so grateful to see him join our TKN celebrity tournament. And but this is gonna be a fun time. Round 2 is gonna be excitement galore, spicy energy. Between round 1 and round 2, we are going to have some special segments too. So also tonight, if you guys have been missing Mr. Avi Klein, Mr. Fine Avi Klein with all of his beautiful suits and topics and rhyme times and his intros, well, fear not, guys, because he will be back next week, June 1st, where we might see the beginning of our second chance tournament starting. So very exciting stuff upon the horizon of TKN. Second chance poll voting. Yes, tonight we are going to be doing that, and I'm so excited. In a few moments, we'll see some of our cast come and join me, but I want to go over, like I mentioned, between round 1 and 2, we are not slowing down for nothing. And we have some special segments coming up in between round 1 and 2. So as we build up to round 2, we're going to see some fun shows because let's face it, there's been people knocking on our door that want to still join in on the Celebrity Grand Tournament because it is hot here. And, we have to close the door at some time, but we do have an 11th hour matchups that we will be seeing soon. So what does that mean? It means that some celebrities that we have not seen before will get a chance to still have a last-ditch effort to join in on round 2. Who could they be? Nobody knows. Well, except for Avi, maybe, but he is tight-lipped on that. He doesn't tell us anything around here until the show starts. So that'll be exciting time. So that's one of the segments that we'll be seeing coming up before round 2. The other thing we will do is, I know there's been so many highlights, so many good times in round 1 that, we thought it'd be appropriate to have an award show. Wouldn't you guys love to see an award show? So we have a bunch of different categories, but a couple fun ones would be most intense matchups. We've seen some matchups that have gotten heated. They're a lot of fun. So we will definitely do an award show with that, with best intense matches or most intense matches. So that'll be a lot of fun to see and revisit. Another one that we have coming down the pike is most come from behind wins. Now, if you guys recall, we've seen a few matches that, you think in the beginning, one person has it all, and then all of a sudden, here comes, like, for example, Jason London from behind, spilling his heart and talking about seeds and growing in his garden, and you're like, oh, I got to vote for him. So, it really is a tale of come back from behind, winnings and matches. So those are just a couple of them that I'm giving you a taste of. So stay tuned. I'm so excited for those. Also, Kelly White, we all love him. We know he's an intense competitor, but did you know he also has a D&D show? Yes, he does. And a couple people have actually been joining in on his group, so that's a lot of fun. So we will see Kelly White and his special D&D show. I'm excited to see that, and I know Kelly is excited to present it to everybody. It's something that he loves, and who doesn't love to watch somebody, express their passions? I just love it. So we'll see that coming up. Also, one that I'm super excited for. I know I say that with everything in all the segments, but I really am. So Avi, he is going to do a rap battle with none other than Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and also Kid and Play. So Kid and Play, of course, we've seen all of them in our tournament. So Christopher Reed, who is Kid, and then, of course, Christopher Martin, who is Play. So they're going to have a rap battle. That's going to be so much fun to watch. And I feel like not only the live version of that is going to be off the chains, but like the replay is going to go viral. I don't know. I'm just like super duper excited for that one. A lot going on, exciting. It really is. I know, I'm bursting here with all the excitement stuff. And then, of course, last but not least, can you guys see I have a different background today? Battle of the Black Box. See that? Joe, I know that you have your matchup against Pete tonight. But guess what? It's not over, because next week I am going to battle you for the black box, the right to host the black box, which I must say, I've been doing a pretty darn good job of it so far. And I really don't want to give up that seat too lightly. I enjoy being in front of people. I enjoy bringing the energy. I enjoy bringing it each and every week on the Black Box Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. And guess what? We're going to be live on YouTube too with our Black Box show. That's something that you guys are not going to want to miss. But next Saturday, me and Joe, we're going to battle it out for the rights to host the Black Box. Please tune in because there's going to be voting on that. And so I want to see you all there next Saturday night. Thank you so much. Now, let us bring in some of my wonderful co-hosts and cast members who make this thing run as efficiently as it does. I want to bring in, so one Mr. Hauser Odelak, whenever he is ready, can join me on screen here.
Hello, Miss Julie.
Yes, Hauser, a big night for you because you are going to be a judge, the only judge from our panel to break the tie, maybe, between Joe and Pete tonight. How are you taking this position? Because there's huge stakes involved here. And so there's a lot of, pressure on you to do the right thing and be unbiased. Do you think that you are going to be unbiased in your judging abilities tonight?
Well, Miss Truly, Julia, I think you said it perfectly. There's so much on the line here. Now, do I vote based on my heart, who I resonated with best, or do I vote with because I'm in the second chance poll, so I might these individuals might be one of the people I go up against. So do I vote in a way to maybe weed out the stronger opponent? I don't know, Miss Judy. This is a question I've been posing myself. But in terms of being biased, I have to. I mean, the honor of this tournament, resides in it. I have to, Miss Julie. I have to be as unbiased as I can.
I appreciate that. And those are both really good points, but we're also going to have the viewers helping you out, Judge. But I'm going to remind the viewers that, Hauser, you have 12 points that are going to go towards whoever you vote for tonight. So good luck with that. We'll revisit that later on when the match comes up. Let me bring on our next co-host tonight, Mindy Red, who has her own challenge tonight as well.
Good evening, Miss Julie. How are you tonight?
Good evening, Mindy. Are we still going by Red?
No.
Okay. That's what I thought you would say. So with this looming mysterious challenge that we have going on, do you have any idea what it may be?
Absolutely not. What I do know is it ends tonight. Whatever it is, the score settles tonight. That's what I know.
There you have it. Mindy, fill in the blank last name. We will see how this shakes out later on today when we see John and Mindy with their challenge. And speaking of John, let's bring in Mr. John Red and hear his take on this and how he feels prepared tonight.
Oh man, does she ever not go by Red? That is my name, and she finally gave it back to me. But tonight, what we are going to have is what we call closure. It goes down tonight, and I'm looking forward to getting this behind us so we can move on.
Yeah, I think everybody is really anticipating this mysterious matchup, John and Mindy. with over, almost 50,000 viewers on YouTube. I know they're looking forward to it as well. And if you, want to tune in on our YouTube page at any time, that is at the new network with a K. You can view all of our videos there as well. Now, let's move on to another segment that we're going to have on tonight. Mr. Pete Sharpie is up against Joe Risitano. So let's bring in Pete and see where his head is at. Pete?
My head is all in tonight. The sudden.
Sure?
Oh, I'm all in. I'm moving on to round number 3. You hear that, Hauser? I heard your little speech a couple seconds ago. I'm not moving to the second chance bowl. Pete doesn't lose. So I hope Joe brings his A game. And let me tell you, folks, I don't even know what the topic is tonight. Hauser didn't tell it to us. Avi didn't tell it to us. Julie didn't tell it to us. So when it's told to us on screen tonight, it will be a huge surprise. But no matter what, I'm going to win.
All right. Pete thinks he's going to win tonight. We will see. But let's take the other opponent's take on this. Joe Risitano, would you join me here and tell me your thoughts about the mysteriousness and the sudden death feel of not knowing your topic ahead of time. So there's no preparation for this.
No.
And also tonight is a big night because either one of you guys is going to win and go to round 3, and one of you guys is going to lose and go to the second chance bowl, where you still have a chance, but I've seen the people that are in the second chance bowl and I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I said it before and I'll say it again. When I had to go up, I only had my subjects that I was studying for. So any rebuttals or anything had to come right when it happened. So this is the same thing. We got to have it right when it happens, and we'll see what happens. But I have all the confidence that I'm going to make this.
Well, I'm going to rebuttal you now. Here we go. You're losing tonight. You are losing tonight, Joe. I hope you
One bird's opinion, Pete. Bring it on.
One thing's for sure, one of them's losing.
What? Yeah, one of you guys is going to lose. Are you guys prepared? Joe, are you prepared for losing tonight?
If it has to happen, it's not going to happen.
Pete, are you prepared to lose?
Don't even ask me the question. I'm not losing.
All right.
I'm not prepared because I'm winning. That's what's going on tonight.
So he says.
Hauser, do you have something to say to the two gentlemen below that you will be judging later on tonight?
I do, Miss Julie. It's a simple question. Are you both prepared to go deep tonight?
I'm ready. About as deep as I'll take it. You want to take it? I'll bring it there. I'm not afraid.
Okay. Fair enough.
Joe?
I'm prepared to go as deep as I can. Bring me that place. I'll go there, Hauser.
Fair enough.
I love it. Well, one of you guys is going to be in the second chance bowl. That is for sure. And tonight, like I mentioned earlier, we are going to be voting the 3 last spots into the second chance bowl. Now, there is 20 people waiting on bated breath to try and get their chance into second chance bowl. A second chance at getting into round 2 of this beautiful, wonderful tournament that we have going on. Who will they be tonight? I hope you guys all in the comment section have who you think you're going to vote in. But if not, we certainly will share a recap. A rundown.
Donkey Kong.
Yes, of the second chance bowl. We have some video footage for you guys to chew on and remind you of who is left in the second chance bowl. So we'll be taking a look at that shortly. So,
And what have consequences? And second chances. Second chances are the refuge of men who fail.
You see that man right there? Do you remember him? You gotta block out everything and be in the moment. Not the past, not the future, right now.
Lightweight title fight. Oh, what a left hook by Castillo! Castillo looking to finish it here. He goes down again. Corrales swinging. Castillo's in trouble. Weak steps in, and the fight is over.
I pray to Jesus that Ryan will be safe, and Brenda, and my dad.
The roots of the country, do have this kind of generic spirituality.
Not too bad. You just gotta loosen up a little bit like this.
The people they're playing on TV is fictional. It's not real.
Instincts, really good instincts, make you a good leader.
Wait for the movie.
Crybaby. I love you.
Tammy, don't.
Look who's...
And the threat itself, those missiles, were removed.
Say, my mom always says, "This too shall pass."
Oh God, yes.
Taken over by the thing there. If you saw, there was always a light in their eyes when the camera was on. You could.
And the aura that is Americana.
The wind beneath my wings certainly is my wife, Marilyn.
And finally, they wanted Van Heflin to sell out, and he's not going to do it.
Doesn't matter if you run them on a weekly basis, you run them on a monthly basis, it's all still the same psychology.
NFL you watched today was also media-wise in the booth.
Shock and amaze and awe people with what they called then was the shape.
Brian Taylor 2, Lila Robbins 2, Pinocchio Joe 5.
Avi votes for Cindy Pickett.
Has us at Jefferson 1, Peter Melman 4, Olivia Dabo 3, Robert Davi 4, Larry Holmes 1, Cindy Pickett 6.
I think it's time to count it down. 3, 2,
1. Cindy Pickett is in the Second Chance Bowl.
Oh, we have another one. Victoria, we are getting your vote in fresh. Thank you so much for McKenna. I think we got your vote before, Dion, in the beginning. So I'm going to start to count it down. 3, 2, congratulations, McKenna. You have won, and you are officially in the Second Chance Bowl.
The whole world got behind Muhammad Ali.
Because I'm just not the kind of person who sits in a room with a lot of people. I'm not really a big collaborator. Before he created the heavens and earth, what was he doing all that time?
alienated the female professors in the English department with his condescending comments.
Nikola Tesla thought of a world wireless system.
Pussycat, I love you.
Oh, I think they would have brought it up if we didn't in fact go to the moon, but we took a little side trip to Arizona to a soundstage.
I said thank you.
Did you see what he just did, Mom? Did you just see?
To me, I love movies that I can laugh out loud and I also cry.
I'm embarrassed too. How do you think I feel asking my sister to borrow mascara?
They change with the times. They have a way of communicating important ideas.
I must say, I think I hurt people more than I got hurt. Two great football teams, the Giants and
He was not positive. He discouraged me, but I didn't listen to him because, you know, I was already playing in a couple different bands.
I always say, and I always say that, you know, you can't take what God gives you away from me.
And then when he took a look at my background with the Japanese wrestling, he was like, oh, yeah.
He is absolutely talented, and he has such a range of things that he has done.
I couldn't sleep worrying about Spot.
You wouldn't want Woof Woof to see you crying, would you?
Heck, what do you think he's doing?
My whole career in life has been almost like a dual life situation.
They haven't won a Super Bowl since 1996, and it's been 10,000 days that they were in the NFC Championship.
My body's strength enables me to be just as quick and agile.
Only 6 repetitions, that's for the endurance.
It's better to have one person or one party, because that's what it actually is.
Life is so serious. When you're not here anymore, she's not here anymore.
I got into boxing, amateur boxing. I really became dedicated to that sport where I hopefully changing lives and especially the will to survive.
Burning desire to win was also going through my mind. Knowing that they couldn't stand the pressure was going through my mind.
The data shows that 50% of podcasts are in music.
Get animals, carcasses off the road, bring them in, you dissect them piece by piece, taking their innards out.
And I'm sure there are predecessors to him like W. Clement Stone and Napoleon Hill, where he kind of took excerpts of that. But
any doubt one may have would be quelched at that moment, and you wouldn't need any conversation.
Wow.
That's a stacked card.
It really is, Hauser. It is stacked. So, one of you guys is going to join the ranks of the Second Chance Bowl today.
Amen.
I hope you guys took note of who is available still, and we're going to be starting our voting pretty soon. So, You know, we just got done watching the videos, so I'm going to start with you guys in the comment section, please start voting. And while you guys are voting, we're going to do our votes up here as well. And I'm going to start with John Red. Now, John, when you are voting, give me the reasons why first.
Well, look, man, I am not going to stop until I get this man in. I think that if I talk to 10 people, as long as one of them wasn't Mindy Red, they would all agree with me that he probably by default should be in the second round anyway. That man is one Pinocchio Joe. That's the man. That's who I'm voting for.
Pinocchio Joe. So we have one vote for Pinocchio Joe. All right, we are going to go to Hauser next. Hauser, who gets your vote and why?
Sure. Now, one of the things I look for is just someone who was consistent, right? Who was able to really, hit everyone with really solid points, who was able to do some due diligence and was also able to go deep. And on this particular night, this competitor went up against two very strong competitors in the form of Rob Van Dam and Byron Scott. So my vote goes to Robert Davi. A man who had a beautiful sense of spirituality, which he shared with us.
Thank you for your vote for Robert Davi Hauser. Mindy, you are up next with your vote and why.
Thank you. First of all, my last name is not Red, so get it right.
Ooh.
The person I am voting for was in a triple threat match, but he is extremely intelligent, very, very well-spoken, was part of one of the most popular sitcoms of all time. And I think he would have won had he not been against two of the most largest personalities I think our tournament has ever seen. I am voting for Peter Melman. And my last name is not Red, it is McKinney. Get it right.
Duly noted. Joe, your vote and why.
This person, when they went into their match, had two people, one of a similar profession, another who came from a completely different profession, but each with the same mindset. They wanted to win. And with that person who was taken out was someone who was given a chance to make it work, but at the same time was going against people, even one in particular who had just gotten in within the hour, his topics, and crushed it. So that is, with that said, because of the timing and everything going on, I choose Brian Taylor.
All right, one vote for Brian Taylor. Thank you so much, Pete. Who are you voting for and why?
Who I'm voting for is somebody at a very, very young age had his strings cut off. Brings a lot of fear into the eyes of everyone who encounters him and a certain somebody on the cast here. And I'm going to remain with my vote, Pinocchio Joe. I want to see him in the Second Chance Bowl.
Interesting. So Pinocchio Joe has 2 votes so far. All right, that leaves me on the panel. And my vote is going to go to someone that held his own in between a nasty situation. I am voting for Peter Melman. I would love to see him back. So now I'm going to turn it over to the viewers. Let's see who you guys vote for, and let's get that tallied up. Now, keep in mind, we're going to have 2 more votes after this. So we do have a vote for Lila Robbins. Thank you, Nadja Dali.
Thank you, Nadja. Keep in mind, Pete and Joe, one of you will be in the Second Chance Bowl as well tonight.
Yeah.
So vote smart.
Joe's prepared for that.
Joe is
He's been losing all his life. It's okay.
Yeah, and the stakes have never been higher, you guys. I want to remind you there's 3 votes left. We are voting on the first one right now. We're going to have 2 more later on in the broadcast. And let's see if we have any more votes coming in. So yeah, the stakes, like I said, has never been higher. We're going to see Joe versus Pete later on. We have a vote from Julio. Thank you, Julio. He is voting for Jenny Santana. Thank you so much, Julio. I appreciate that.
Interesting. Jenny.
Yes. Yes. She went up against Avi and Mark, obviously. Okay, Mary, I'm voting for Peter Melman because hashtag Seinfeld.
The show about nothing.
That's right. Thank you, Mary, so much. Everybody wants a second chance, so these votes mean a lot. What is, yeah.
Keep them coming, guys. Keep the votes coming. They're close. It's very close.
Everyone wants a chance in round 2.
Oh, man.
Mindy, do you want to read this next vote?
Chad votes for Pinocchio Joe.
Oh my, that's
Pinocchio Joe with 3.
3 now. Oh wow.
Oh, voting for
oh my God,
Pinocchio
that's
Joe as well.
For Pinocchio Joe.
My boy.
Now again, these are people I might face.
That is true. Hauser being in the second chance poll as well. Allison, I'll put my vote in for the legendary Larry Holmes, the heavyweight champ. That is right, Allison. Thank you so much. 1 vote for Holmes. Julie Hall, welcome. Vote goes to Brian Taylor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Brian. 2 for Brian.
Lester Cook, welcome, Lester. Lester is going for Ed Begley Jr. today.
Okay.
Thank you, Lester.
That's a good choice.
Now remember, when we do the second chance mini tournament, we're going to have triple matchups, and it'll be 2 out of the 3 will advance. And
wow,
we are going to be starting these matchups next Saturday, as early as next Saturday. So you guys, this is a lot, and your votes matter. So thank you so much for bringing them in, for bringing in your votes.
I mean, where else do you get to decide on who competes in such a great? Because I said it all along. I think that the last few may
Really?
just
Another vote for Pinocchio Joe.
Yes, Bam Bam vote for Pinocchio Joe. That brings it to 5 points for Pinocchio Joe. Right, Monkey Burr.
Look at that.
Pinocchio Joe.
Oh my God. Mindy, how are you feeling? I mean, that's 6 for Joe already.
Second chance, Mr. Yep. McKenna votes for Robert Davi, another second chance bowl competitor. McKenna, we will see her later on tonight. But yeah, and anybody in the second chance bowl will be competing against who we vote back in, guys. Lewis Shands going with Dr. Matt Fink. Thank you so much, Lewis.
Thank you, Lewis.
Wow.
How are you guys feeling, Hauser? You're in the second chance bowl.
Next Saturday, I could be facing someone as soon as next Saturday. I mean, that's
you could
prepare for that. It's nerve-wracking, to be honest.
Yeah, you should be nervous, and plus you'll be going. Oh, we have another stop the presses.
Pinocchio Joe.
Tonight's the night.
Even Pinocchio Joe, another vote for Pinocchio Joe.
I mean, John Red, how are you feeling now?
Hey, I'm telling you, man, he has been edged out lots of time, and it's tonight's not there.
We have another one from Larry. Sorry to cut you off, John. I know you're so excited, but another vote for Pinocchio Joe.
Tension is
The
building.
wild card deserves it. I like that.
They're all wild cards, Larry. They're all wild cards.
Not for you, Mindy.
Yes,
Make your
a
vote,
lot
Larry.
at stake. All of these competitors that you are voting in to give them a second chance, they deserve it. I think Medusa should get in. Medusa, we have a vote for Medusa.
Vote for Medusa.
Thank you so much.
God, Pinocchio Joe might be someone I face next Saturday, or Joe or Pete, depending on their matchup.
All right, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. Voting for Peter Melman.
What's that, Peter?
Look, it all boils down to once those doors close, nobody
That's it.
gets back.
Exactly. Once the door closes on the Second Chance Bowl, that's it. It's done.
Get some more.
Yep. One and done. One and done in the Second Chance Bowl mini tournament that will be coming up. And reminder, guys, we have 2 more votes available. Now we are going to take it, and the last vote goes to Mr. Avi Klein. And we have one more vote. Beverly Presley, she's voting for Pinocchio Joe. So we have another vote for Pinocchio Joe. And
come on, man. Come on.
So Avi Klein is going to be voting tonight, guys. And his points, because he never gets a chance to vote, are worth 5 points. So that could make or break.
That's a deal breaker. 5 points. I mean,
5 points.
Change anything.
Huge. That could make or break whoever.
It's gonna blow whatever out of the water.
Yeah.
I'm
really
looking
will.
at Holly over here, and I'm getting nervous because it's happened.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Sorry, here it comes.
Here's
Drum roll.
Come on, Avi.
Come on, Avi. Come on, Avi.
5 points right here.
Come on, Avi.
Going to who?
Engine speak.
5
Come
points.
on, Avi.
Going to who?
Oh, come on.
Oh, Avi!
That's what I'm talking about. That's just a thought of what's happening tonight.
Exclamation points. That's it. Avi! Or Pinocchio Joe. Whoa.
All right. So that is
Lent. Oh my
that
God.
gives
Pinocchio Joe made it out of the park.
12 points.
So when I could go up against someone, Pete could go up against someone, Joe could go up
Yes.
against. Oh my
Pinocchio
God.
Joe is officially
The 2
in
Joes.
the Second Chance Bowl, guys. And Mindy, how do you feel about that? Oh, Pinocchio Joe is pretty excited about that. Oh,
Come
hell
on,
yeah,
man.
brother. Congratulations. 2 more votes, you guys. For the rest of the show, we're going to continue on with some other segments, but Pinocchio Joe is officially in the Second Chance Bowl tournament.
Oh,
We
congratulations.
will have 2 more to vote in during the rest of our broadcast tonight. So if your favorite did not get in yet, remember you can vote for them later on tonight.
When are those votes exactly?
Yes, so we are going to see the sudden death matchup between Joe and Pete. I hope they're working out their kinks right now.
Okay.
And then we are going to vote again.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Already?
Alrighty, so now I know you guys have all been waiting since last Saturday night, since we seen Joe and Pete go at it. We ended up in a tie. Now we know we cannot have a tie, so we need to break that tie. So tonight, sudden death, one topic, right here, right now, between Joe and Pete. They don't even know what the topic is. Are you guys ready?
I was born ready. Let's go.
Final showdown.
The final
Bring me the
showdown.
pain.
One and done. Final showdown. Sudden death, guys. Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's put Mindy back. Yes, thank you, Avi. Winner goes to round 3 with Giselle, John Red, and Kelly White, all of whom are in the 3rd round, as we know. So then we'll have 4 people in the 3rd round. Very exciting stuff. Loser is in the Second Chance Bowl. So they will have another chance, but the loser will go directly to the Second Chance Bowl tonight. And hopefully we will see some matchups by the end of the show tonight as well. Sudden death, one topic and only one topic, Joe and Pete. Good luck, Joe and Pete. Here we go. It is going to be nutty. All right. I see both you guys have your game faces on. What are you doing to mentally prepare for this, Joe? Real quick.
Giving myself the time to be open to whatever is coming my way. If I face defeat, face defeat. When I win hard. And what this means to me, hours of preparation. Years that have come into this. This is not an act. This is the way it is now. I fought hard and had endless hours, and I swear to you, the time that is taken to get into this round, facing not only one guest that I had no idea who they were, Mr. Michael Winslow, right into the round. Here we go. And then facing two unknowns, my own subjects. Those people didn't know what they had. But now, I'm here. And this has meant the world to me to be in this. This isn't just about the prize. It's an amazing prize. Trip for two to Greece, to be able to travel across and win that money. But for me, it's also about the pride. When you work hard and you do everything you can and you know that time and determination and willingness to learn will set you on the right path, this is where I am now. And that time and determination is going to come into play. And I will not stand for that loss.
Thank you, Joe. Pete, what does round 3 mean to you? What does this win mean to you? What would it mean to go down to round 3?
What does it mean to go to round 3? Have you seen all the luminaries in round number 2? It's tough. Being in round number 3 puts me ahead of the pack, one step above everyone else, where I can solidify my chances of wearing the crown and becoming Mr. TKN. That's what it means to me. It's about the pride. The prize is great, but it's about the pride. And as you know, I have a lot of pride. So tonight, this sudden death means a lot. It's been building up. These last few days has been really hitting me hard. Wanting to know what topic was gonna be presented tonight. All I know is I'm ready, and I hope, Joe, you are, because I am not going to the second chance bowl. I'm going to see myself in round number 3. Let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. Sudden death. This means that one topic determines the outcome of this match. Here we go. The topic, guys. The topic, how often do you allow your emotions to interfere with what you want for yourself? Joe Rositano, do you want to go first? Oh, let's do a coin toss. You know what? Joe, let's do a coin toss like we did last week. Heads or tails, sir?
Heads.
Joe calls heads. It is tails. So Pete, would you like to go first or allow Joe to go first?
I will allow Joe to go first.
Okay. So be it. So Joe, you are going to be the first one to go. Remember, we can have rebuttals, and there will be a time limit on your topic. So the topic, once again, is how often do you allow your emotions to interfere with what you want for yourself, Joe?
The simple answer to start with is not often. And to explain that, not often is because in the profession that I work in, I work with security, high-end areas where people are more likely to need time to allow themselves to either decompress, or they have to have a set time where they need to end up from point A to point B, and I am what is standing in between. But at the same time, in the midst of that, there could be life situations. There could be debt. There could be anything from everything that I do at home to there could be a death. As mentioned before last week, one of the main things that I had to use as conflict resolution was dealing with the death of my grandmother and how I worked through that and had to go deeper within myself to understand who am I as a person and what did this person's life mean to me. But with that, I take that motivation of if I can get through that, I can move through this. And
we have a rebuttal from Pete. Pete?
What does this have to do with the topic, Joe?
How often do I let myself have my emotions interfere with what I want for myself?
Okay, but that's not what you're talking about right now.
But it's a part of the subject.
You're bringing up what you talked about last week. Let's keep on topic.
Yes, Joe?
I have a rebuttal to that too. When I'm talking about something within the subject, Pete, that pertains to the subject and is a part of it, like you did last week, where you flip-flopped different topics and in fact didn't allow for me to allow that. No, let me finish. Listen here, you demonizing person, you.
Well, he has the right to rebuttal, Joe, so let's let Pete have the rebuttal time.
Demonizing. First off, we were all here last Saturday on the Green Room, episode 190, where you kept Go ahead.
Okay, Joe?
When you say, well, this is what you're doing, that's demonizing.
That's your definition. But when you want to come attack me and tell me that I was flip-flopping,
that is what debaters do. That's what we do in an argument.
But your argument the same points you made last week. You're talking about flip-flopping. You're just going back to what you spoke about last week. Let's try to keep on topic here. Joe?
Okay, then let me finish. Put your finger down.
Pete?
You can finish.
Okay.
Joe?
So, in the profession that I work in, you have to keep your emotions in check. When you are put in a position where, for instance, as an example of ways that I could let my emotions get in the way, if I have someone coming at me.
Pete?
You just mentioned that. You just mentioned that, Joe. Let's move on with the topic. You're running out of time here.
You said you'd let me finish. You lied. Now, continuing on, if someone is to come at me and bring their feelings, your opinion doesn't matter right now. You said you would let me finish. You said you would let me finish.
Excuse me, Joe. Pete, put his finger up. He has the right to his rebuttal.
Control this. Yes, I have a right to my rebuttal.
He didn't do his rebuttal yet.
I am not a liar, Joe. Go on, continue.
You have to allow yourself to be put into the position where someone is mad at you, because you are often going to have to let people come through, but not everyone's going to have a good attitude that day. That's why you have to put those emotions aside. I have to make that decision that I'm not going to be the one that is a jerk when someone says, oh, well, I don't want to do this that you want me to do. Like, I don't want to have my truck in the way of your truck because I don't matter. You don't matter. So get out of my way. And that's when I have to say, you know what? This is someone that is a paying client. I can't look unprofessional in front of them, because if they do that, that's going to reflect to my boss, and that reflects on me. That's unprofessional, and that makes everyone look bad. So I have to say no.
So what you're saying is you're unprofessional and you don't treat people well. Is what you're pretty much saying. What I'm gathering from this, you can't control your emotions.
Joe.
No, I let people walk over me because as a security professional, you have to let people live and let die and say what they say and protect the grass.
Pete.
Unlike Joe, I do not allow people to walk all over me. Continue, Joe.
Joe.
But when it pertains to your job where you are supposed to say nothing because your identity and your issue is to protect your area and where you're in and protect the people that are in those buildings, it is not about my emotions are what are necessary. If someone says something nasty to me, that's fine. They can be nasty all they want. But it is not my position to tell them what they need to do.
Pete.
Joe, as a security officer, your emotions mean a damn lot a part of your job because your emotions puts in place of how that person perceives the security officer.
Joe.
But as someone that is a security officer, you are doing multiple tasks. You are a protector, a counselor, a person that is the guardian of other people, not your own emotions. So you need to be the force that drives those points away. And you have to make that decision and say, I'm not the one that's important. My client is important. This is my job right now. Once I exit those doors.
Pete.
When you don't have a strong presence, no one's going to respect you.
Joe.
But if you don't control your emotions and you have an outburst on someone for being nasty to you, that makes you someone that is not doing their job properly.
Pete.
Sometimes people have to get put in their place.
Joe.
Not for the sake of my client. My client's needs come first. Mine come after. And if I can't do that properly, that means that I am not the one that should be doing that job. And that's why I do that job perfectly. And that's why when I bring my hulking butt in there, people see me and they go, that's the guy that we want guarding this door. And I say, I'm here. How can I serve you? So, in essence, that's when I make that point to say,
don't make me laugh.
That's when I say, this is where I have to go. I love being in a position where I get to do that because it makes me help people and put their emotions.
Now, time's up, Joe. Thank you so much. Pete, it is your turn to, with your topic, how often do you allow emotion to interfere with what you want for yourself? Again, there is a time limit and there's also rebuttals allowed within the topic time. Pete, are you ready?
I am ready. Can we get the topic back on screen there so I can let it soak in?
Yes. You can't rebuttal before you started, Joe. Put your finger down.
No, let him rebuttal. Let's hear what he has to say this time.
It seems like you're letting your emotions get in the way, Pete. Isn't that what this topic is about? Getting in the way of what you want?
Hashtag Pete has no emotions. Did you see that? Did you see that? And this topic is about emotions.
All right, let's as a moderator, I'm going to allow Pete to start his topic. Then once he starts,
Of course you would. Battle of the Black Box
Are
continues.
you questioning me, Joe, as the moderator? I didn't think so.
We should have this weekly.
Julie, get a handle on this. Get a handle on this. Come on. Can I start?
Yes. Can we get that topic back up on the screen? Thank you. Topic: how often do you allow your emotions to interfere with what you want for yourself? Pete, when you are ready without interruption to begin with, Joe, please. Thank you, Pete.
I will start now. How often do you allow your emotions to interfere with what you want for yourself? That's a multifaceted type of question because emotions affect you regardless of what you do for work. Because there's going to be days where I come out and, I'm in a boardroom with everybody else in Sharpie and I'm giving out PowerPoints and
But aren't you supposed to keep them in check if you want to keep that position? So then that looks bad on you if you're showing that without the explanation.
Pete, you may resume or answer him.
Well, Joe, to answer your question, as a leader in the boardroom, no, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And the whole point of showing your emotions is that you, as a person, you're going to get emotional. And does it interfere with work? It can sometimes, yes.
Joe.
Yeah, it can get interfering with work and make things a problem, but that doesn't mean that you have to make it anyone else's problem. That's what you have to deal with.
Pete.
We're humans, Joe. We're allowed to have emotions, whether it's showing emotion as being sad, angry, or even now being pissed off and flooded all the time.
Joe.
Yes, we're allowed to show emotions, but if we let it get in the way of what we want, then are we really doing ourselves a favor at the same time?
Yes, we are. People want to see emotions. If you come in as a robot and and you're like, oh, I'm Joe Rizzatano, people see you as a robot. But if you have emotions, people see that.
Hashtag Pete has no emotions.
Is that your rebuttal, Joe? Okay. Pete, go on.
Well, the topic is, do emotions interfere with what I want? And yes, I would say, especially when it comes to family life, because sometimes I might want that great fancy car or whatever, but I have to realize that's probably not what's best for my family. So then I have to sit there and really, really dig deep and get, and sometimes you might want something that's you've been wanting for years and you finally saved up for it.
Joe has a rebuttal.
So does that mean this is what is related to you and how often you let that get in control of your emotion? With how often do you allow your emotions to interfere? So that means that you're talking about a car in a situation that you've gone through?
Pete.
Yes, I am talking about how I allow emotions to interfere with what I want. So yes, so sometimes my emotions for my family and for how much I love my family, that I would not get what I want. I would put my stuff to the side and let my emotions get over. Like, okay, so my son really. Go ahead.
But doesn't that go into, you said that in the conversation with security of you shouldn't let people walk over you. Isn't that you letting your emotions not come to light so you're not able to do the things that you want to do?
Two different things, Joe. Two different things. You got family life, which is different. You can't have a stern outlook with your family. You can't be a robot. But at work, it's different. At work, people see, you have that presence. And I'll talk about, I don't do security. I'm not gonna ask you what your job is about. But I would assume if I saw a security officer or guard who was out of shape, their uniform was all over the place, I wouldn't respect that person. I wouldn't.
Of course.
And then when that interaction happens, you're going to have it where, like for example, I'll come to the officer, I'm like, get out of the way. What do you want? And then, that officer is going to get emotional because I just disrespected him. But I'm not going to respect him because of the way he looks. So, in all honesty,
Joe.
But then that's also going back to, this is something that if you want to get through peacefully, you should also be able to have control of your own emotions on that topic. And what you've shown is that clearly you're not able to control your emotions.
Joe, it's very, it's the what you're saying. I see what you're trying to say, but emotions are very, very important when it comes to everyday life and decision makings. You cannot tell me that not once have you never shown emotions at work. Not once has not that person ever come and just irk you, and you just had to go, what the hell are you talking about right now?
Joe.
You can show those emotions and you can be emotional, but you can't let it be something that hurts the other person that's in your line of sight. You have to make sure that you keep them in check.
Okay. Take your mind out of security right now. You're in a boardroom. Right now, you're in a Sharpie boardroom. And you cannot sit there talking about PowerPoints and budgets and how much staffing we'd have, how much revenue is going on, and then people see a robot. No one likes that. Human beings show emotion. You have to show emotion that way people care. They care. They're like, wow, this guy cares. He's showing emotion. I'm emotional. That's what people want to see, Joe. They want to see emotion. So yes, emotions do affect my decision making. And there you go. That's all I have on that topic. Yes, hashtag Pete has emotion.
Well, thank you guys very much. Yes. Well, as you can see, Pete and Joe are Joe. My turn to talk. Well, you can see Pete and Joe are getting rather emotional because it all comes down to you, the engine, and Hauser. Your votes determine the outcome. So, you guys, let's vote. Who resonated most with you? Was it Pete, talking about personal and workplace emotional outlets, or Joe with his emotional, non-emotional status in security work? Who resonated with you most tonight? The engine. Let's remember the stakes here. Your votes will determine who goes to round 3. Now, whoever loses goes to Second Chance Bowl, guys. I'm going to bring, I want to see your guys' votes. We have Chad. He is voting for Joe. Thank you, Chad. How are you guys feeling so far? I know this is very emotional, very high stakes. Elise, a vote for Pete. Keep them coming in, guys. This means a lot to both of these guys. They both want it. It's a very important night for them both. I'm glad I don't have to vote for tonight as the moderator. I see what Avi goes through each and every week now. It's very tough. Brian, thank you so much. Your vote for Joe has been counted. I could feel the tension between you guys. I'm in the middle of you guys and I can feel it. Tommy, thank you for voting for Pete tonight. What other votes do we have? Naja Jolly is voting for Pete. Your votes count. Whoever wins goes to round 3. This is intense. Let's see those votes, guys. Put them in the comment section. Let's go.
Let's get those votes. Come on, let's go.
Come on. Bring those votes in. Who do you want to see?
In Bam Bam is voting for Pete Sharpie. There's another vote for Pete. Thank you for watching tonight and voting. The rebuttals did it for me. They both fight very hard. The stakes are very high. I am voting for Pete. Thank you, Mindy. I won't say your last name.
It's 5, Joe.
Alexis is voting for Joe. Thank you, Alexis Red, for your vote for Joe. Thank you so much. Both these guys are at the edge of their seats. I am up close and personal with them. I can see the sweat running down their heads. This is intense, guys. I mean, we have been through the great debate initially. Then we've been through round 1 of the Celebrity Grand Tournament, and it has all come down to this. This is do or die. This is sudden death. Julio, way too close. Gotta go, Pete. This close, he says. Thank you so much. How are you guys feeling speak to the fans. I am Quita. She says she's voting for Joe.
It's a
Joe?
tough one.
Yeah.
Looks like it's getting close again.
I'm feeling the sweat.
Yeah, you guys, I know you guys, and you guys are both intense. Hey, Jim Bags, who are you voting for? Aiden, my vote goes to Pete Sharpie. Another vote for Pete Sharpie from Aiden. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Alexander, if I have to vote, I think I'll have to send it to Joe because of his cool and controlled outlook. A vote for Joe. Thank you, Alexander Texador.
Thank you, Alexander.
Yep, Alexander shows up every week. Lewis, I don't know if my vote was included earlier, but I vote Pete. Thank you, Lewis. We'll get your vote for... Oh, it was. We got your vote, Lewis. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lewis.
Melred, wow, what an insane match. This match had some great points, both guys. I have to go with Joe. Thank you for that vote for Joe, Mel Red, and thank you for continuously supporting us. Jeff Reederer is voting for Joe Risitano. This is going to be another tight match, guys. John Red, this is not an easy decision. Both brought their A game. The stakes are high, and this sudden death showed that. My vote goes to Pete Sharpie. Another vote to Pete. Thank you, John M. Red Sr. That is Andrew Red is voting for Joe. Thank you, Andrew. We appreciate all your votes, guys. This is sudden death. This means a lot. This could dictate the outcome of the whole entire tournament. Going to round 3. Yes, loosen that tie, Joe. It looks like you almost can't breathe. Lester Cook is voting for Joe. Thank you, Lester Cook. We appreciate your votes. Oh, gosh, you guys, we are tied at 8 with Joe and Pete. Who else is out there? Oh, here we go. I didn't read it. Okay. So we are tied at 8. Both Joe and Pete are at 8. Do we have any more votes?
Let's break this tie.
Here, oh, Pinocchio Joe. Welcome to the Second Chance Bull Mini Tournament, Pinocchio Joe. Well, Pete, you and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but returning the vote from you earlier, Pete has my vote. So now Pete is at 9 and Joe is at 8. Thank you, Pinocchio Joe, and congratulations.
Thank you, Pinocchio.
Yes. Remember, guys, we have cash money prizes on the line. We have 2 tickets to Greece and the pride and the prize of winning the entire tournament. Over 100 celebrities, luminaries, Hall of Famers, major award winners have been in round 1. What does this mean to you guys? This isn't just, hopscotch down the road. This is like the Celebrity Grand Tournament. And one of you guys is going to go to round 3.
I know, Julie, and I can't wait for my vote to be moved on to round number 3. What do you think this means to me? I've been talking about it for a year, weeks. I'm moving on to round number 3. I'm winning the goddamn tournament.
This has been everything. This has been every week, every month, every day, every hour. Everything that we talk about has all built to this. Everything that I'm working towards has been this.
Well, guys, we do have another vote come in from Mary Lloyd, and she is voting for Joe. So that ties us up again at 9 points apiece. Another very close matchup that is coming down to the wire. This just proves how much our fans love both you guys, who believes in both you guys, who believes in the tournament. Another insane night, and everybody knows what the stakes are at.
I know where the stakes are at. Do you know where the stakes are at, Joe?
Yes, I do. And they grow higher every week.
There's no
This has been
time.
my point.
There's
no
no
time. There's no tie, and there is no time. We want
Okay, guys. Yeah. So, do we have any more votes in the comments section? Do we have any more votes coming in? We are right now tied. I repeat, we're tied at 9, Joe and Pete. All four advancing to round 3, and the loser will go to second chance bowl. It is so close, McKenna. Mary, I am voting Pete. As much as I don't want to say so, I think he is being more honest in emotions. It was close. All right, so that's another vote for Pete from Mary. So that puts Pete at 10. Joe at 9.
Anyone else?
Okay, I am. So I take that back. We are tied up at 9, guys. We are still tied up at 9. Yes, they're both at 9 right now. So we are tied at 9. Oh, Giselle has a vote coming in, and she is voting for Pete. So now Pete is at 10 and Joe is at 9. Let's get our votes in, guys. If you have not, we already got your vote, Julio. Thank you so much. Ramon is voting for Joe. There's another vote for Joe. Thank you, Ramon. If you have not voted, guys, let's get our votes in. We are tied again at 10. You look very, very intense. Oh, we have another vote for Joe coming in from Jim Baggs. That's Joe at 11 and Pete at 10. Oh, it's coming down to the wire again, guys. This means a lot to both of these guys.
There's got to be one more person voting for Pete.
Is there any more votes? Oh, Larry. Larry is voting for Pete. So now we are tied again at 11. Now, we all know that we cannot be at a tie. The stakes, let me remind you guys, are very high. We are tied at 11. There has to be one winner. The stakes, the winner will go to round 3 in the Celebrity Grand Tournament. The loser will go to second chance bowl mini tournament for another chance to get into round 2. But nonetheless, they will go right down to second chance bowl. Oh, Chantel, we have a vote for Joe. Okay, wait. There is some more votes coming in. You guys, if you have not voted for one of these two gentlemen who poured their hearts out, please get your votes in now. So we have Joe at 12 right now. We have Pete at 11. Is there any more? I know it is so
This is everything.
close. Do we have any more votes out there? Okay. I am going to, it comes down, and I know I've mentioned this before, down to our final judge. One judge, that being Hauser Odalak. His points tonight are worth 12 points from one judge. Hauser Odalak will be determining the winner of this match. I am going to bring him in shortly. It'll be down to him. Your guys' hands, your destiny rests in Hauser Odalak's vote. The winner will go to round 3. Okay, let's bring in the last judge, Hauser Odalak.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hauser.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Tano. Good evening, Mr. Sharpie. Now, gentlemen, I think we both know what's at stake here. Winner goes to round 3. Loser goes into the Second Chance Bowl. A tournament that I am part of. Now, gentlemen, what's interesting about this amazing competition, this debate, what transpired is that you both embodied this topic. Joe Risitano, there were moments where you were emotional. And you were going for a goal. The goal was to win this debate. And there were moments where you allowed those emotions to keep in the back end. So you could be focused on your point. Mr. Sharpie, came to you. There were moments where you were very emotional. Because, like Joe, you also have a very important goal, and that is to win this challenge and go into round number 3. And there were moments where you put those emotions aside. Now, gentlemen, I've seen both of your journeys. Joe, I saw you go up against Jason London and Rock Richards. And you had a great victory. Mr. Sharpie, you also came up in the ranks and earned a spot as well. Now, in terms of the actual debate and what was stated, Mr. Joe, you had a great example, and you brought up work. And how sometimes at work, you have to keep those emotions aside. Someone might get into your face and say, Joe, you are an idiot. You are a loser. What are you doing here? I want to go through that door. Who pays you? And you have to keep it all at bay and do your job. You said something very interesting. You said, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you have to live and let die and protect the brass. Which I interpret that to mean you have to protect your coworkers, the corporation you work for. That was very interesting. Now, Mr. Pete, you had an opposing view. You said in that boardroom, when you're showing your PowerPoint presentations, when you're talking about revenue, when you are talking about, where the company is going, what direction they are, when you're having a very important meeting where people have their eyes on you and they're looking at you to guide them, to lead them, you have to show those emotions. You have to let it out because that is what they resonate with. I concur with that. You both brought up work in different contexts. That was interesting. Now, Mr. Sharkey, there was something you also mentioned. I gave a little nuance to your argument. And in the bevy of rebuttals, in the bevy of passion, hope those who are watching caught it. You mentioned the word that means a lot to me as well. Family. Now, you mentioned that sometimes there might be a car that you might want. There might be some some fancy toy that you, Pete Sharpie, have worked very hard for, that perhaps you even deserve because of your hard work. But sometimes you have to let your personal emotions aside and allow the emotion of love for your family to rise, and allow that to make your decision. Mr. Sharpie, what does your family mean to you?
Family means a lot. A lot of emotion in family. I mean everything.
Mr. Roscano, if you were to, God forbid, lose this job that you have, that I'm sure you do an amazing job at, what would you do?
Would do all I could to support my family no matter what. And my wife is who I do. All the things I do for her, and the hours and the work and the job. And I want to make sure that we have the best life possible. Even though life can be difficult, and to support her emotions and how I do my own.
And Mr. Sharpie, I'll ask you a question. If any danger came to your family, what would happen? How would you feel?
If anything were to happen to my family?
Yes.
Is that your question? If anything, I would show a lot more than emotion. I would burn this world down if anything ever happened to my family.
Gentlemen, I thank you both for ironically giving me both of your hearts and your minds. But tonight, I saw something different in someone. The winner, going to round 3, is Pete Sharpie.
Yes. Told you. Yes. Told you I was going around. Yes. I told you I was going around number 3. I told you, and I'm celebrating. I told you I was doing it. Yeah.
Congratulations. Not easy.
Thank you. Windows applause.
Congrats.
I told you. I'm with you in round number 3.
Round 3, Pete Sharpie.
Wow.
Welcome, brother.
Wow. There's so much emotion going on right now. It tied up again. Joe, it's 2 weeks in a row. It tied up. The topics were intense. Sudden death, it came down to it. And I prevailed. Like I said I was going to. Thank you. Thank you all. And Hauser, thank you for not showing any bias.
Pete, look, when you get into round 3, man, when you're low, you'll know tomorrow morning when you step on that grass, it's going to feel just a little bit sweeter. When you breathe in the air, it's it's going to be a little cleaner. And when you hear the birds in the background, they're going to sound that much sweeter. Round 3 is a hell of a place to be, brother. Welcome.
Well, thank you for welcoming me to round 3. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see who else makes it to round number 3. But I'm excited. I'm definitely going to be celebrating it tonight. Taking out the family. We're going to go celebrate because Pete's in round number 3. Whew. Wow. I already got the beer going.
Congratulations, Pete, to round 3, along with John Red, Giselle, and Kelly White. Now, I want to remind the viewers that Joe is not out. He has gone to the Second Chance Bowl mini tournament along with Hauser. Hauser is in the Second Chance Bowl, so he will have another chance to make it and get to round 2. So he's not out. I just want to remind you guys, he is not out. It just means he has another chance to compete. Right. And speaking of Pete, congratulations, Pete. Into round 3.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I know. It's all hitting me now. It's hitting me now. It's been a whole year of waiting to see who was coming to round number 2, who I faced. But now I'm in round number 3. Are you kidding me? I'm in round number 3. Round number 3. I can't.
That's amazing. Like I said, your argument about family was very nuanced, and that's ultimately what did it for me.
Look,
yeah, John.
Can I just say something, man? Because look, we need to have the 2 round 3 people. Let's talk for a second, because Pete, I've been in round 3 for a little while now. Thanks to the John Red Challenge, it got me there. Now I've got some work to do, but the thing about round 3 is you can't go to sleep. We have to continue to study round 2, because the luminaries coming up, hell, even the black box is stacked with talent.
That's true.
The people that are going to be competing, not only are they very talented luminaries, and even a lot of the green roomers have a lot to offer as well, but the rules are going to change. We know that Avi is going to change things up for round 2. We're going to have to study, figure out what we need to do to be victorious in round 3, because hell, if round 2 is going to be a hard thing, round 3 is going to be even rougher. So it's going to weed out all the weak links. So round 3, brother, rest easy, but don't sleep on it, baby.
I'll tell you, this weekend, I'm going to celebrate, and then it's on to studying who might be coming to round number 3. I'm excited, really excited. This is the best night of my life. This is amazing.
Congratulations, Pete. You fought hard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Did you come to applaud for me as well, Joe?
I came to say I'm going to come for you in round 3. Let the screen. Let us have the screen. Let us have the screen. Just give me that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, Joe, what is it you got to say? As somebody who's been knocked down to the Second Chance Bowl, I personally, I like you, Joe. I hope you do make it out of the Second Chance Bowl, and if you do happen to get past all the luminaries in round number 2, and if we happen to see each other in round number 3, you could. I mean, there's possibility you might.
I'm not going to hesitate.
Do you want to come out?
Whatever happens next time, I'm not going to hesitate next time. This isn't a character. This is I'm not going to hesitate.
Well, I'll tell you this, Joe. You got a long time to think about how you're going to come at me again.
Not long enough.
I'll be
not long enough.
Sitting back, relaxing,
enough.
Drinking my celebratory drink here.
You relax. You relax in that round 3. Because you're going to do the exact same thing you did before.
Okay, guys. Look, Joe, hold your head high. You came in tonight old school, You didn't know your topic. You got it on the fly, and you did well. The rebuttals made the night.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you gave tonight. Hold your head high. The Second Chance Bowl, it's going to be rough. There's some strong talent in the Second Chance Bowl. But I've got faith in you. You're going to do well in the Second Chance Bowl.
Well, and speaking of Second Chance Bowl, we have 2 more votings coming up, guys. So we get to vote in people who will go up against newly added Joe Risitano into the Second Chance Bowl and Hauser. So who will those other competitors be? We still have you can look at the ticker down below. We have Ken Patera still available to vote for, Stan Hansen, Jenny Santana, Brian Taylor, Lila Robbins, Lenny Wilkins. Oh, Eric Roberts is in it. Medusa, Anson Williams, Olivia Diabo, and Mark Miro, Peter Melman, Ed Begley Jr., Ray Mercer, Jeff Timmons, Matt Fink, the Mad Stuntman, and Robert Davi. So we are going to vote now. Why wait? So you guys, you know how it goes. We voted in the beginning. Get your votes in. If your favorite person hasn't been voted in yet, put them in the comment section right now.
And I'm in the Second Chance Bowl.
That is correct. So there's still 2 spots remaining. So we're going to have Hauser vote first.
Okay, well, you know, one of the competitors I've been thinking about was, again, someone who was very consistent and talk about rebuttals. I mean, he attacked all of his both competitors with his rebuttals.
Yes, Lenny is in, Julie Hall. Thank you. Yes, he is already in, and so is Eric Roberts, actually. So I know that they're on the ticker, and they are already have been voted into the Second Chance Bowl. Thank you, Lewis. So vote for the other people. So Hauser, go ahead and give us your vote. Thanks.
Sure. So yes, this particular competitor, I mean, talk about a rebuttal machine. He threw him out there and rebutted both of his competitors. And both of his competitors I'm talking about is Eddie Johnson and Jim Brunzell. But the person I want to give my vote to is Brian Taylor.
All right, Brian Taylor gets a point. Now let's go to John with his vote.
Okay. Look, the good thing is I finally got Pinocchio in there. The table's set. Good job. I appreciate everyone's support. But now I get to vote somebody that I've really been wanting to vote for a while. Look, this guy went up against 2 huge personalities. And, you know, when I thought of this guy, I wouldn't think he would mix with them. But see, Avi knows a lot of stuff we don't know. When he puts those matches together, they mesh a whole lot better than we ever would know they would. That's the great thing about the tournament. This person, though, is Peter Melman. Sour grapes.
Yes, Alexander, you are absolutely correct. And I love that you pay attention to everything that we're doing. Eric is in. So yes, yes, he is. And who was it who you voted for?
Peter
Melman. Okay, Peter Melman. John, thank you so much. We're going to go to Mindy next.
Thank you. And so I'm going to stick with my vote. And again, extremely intelligent individual who can carry a strong conversation and was part of the show that was about absolutely nothing. Peter Melman.
Well,
act like you picked somebody. Yeah, because I've been saying it for weeks. So act like you came up with it all on your own.
All righty. Well, Peter Melman has 2 now. Thank you so much. All righty. And then let's go to Joe. Joe, who is your pick to join you in the Second Chance Bowl?
I voted for him already, but I'm going to continue since I know I cannot vote for myself. I'm going to choose the one and only, the man who does deserve to get back in because of his thing, Brian Taylor.
Brian Taylor, thank you so much. And I'll remind you guys that during the matchup, Joe is in the second chance. Yes, he is in already. So, Pete, we are going to go to you for your vote. Who are you voting for and why?
Well, my vote goes for a legendary woman, female champion wrestler, Medusa.
Medusa, very strong competitor. Thank you so much. And I will put my vote in. I am sticking with my previous vote, who was Peter Melman. I would love to see him back at another chance. So now let's go ahead and see who the viewers are voting for. I'm excited to see who you guys have in mind for your second pick today, second vote. Keep in mind,
Peter.
Okay, Larry, we are voting for Peter. Awesome. Another vote for Peter Melman.
Notice he said support Mindy, not
Lila Robbins. Naja Dali.
Naja.
Thank you so much. Nice pick, Pete.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Melman from Jeff Lederer.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's 5. 5 for Melman. Huh.
Yes. Ramon Melman.
Melman,
No,
6.
6.
Is it
Thank you so much. Elise is going with Matt Fink. Dr. Fink, yes.
Amazing music.
And another vote for Medusa. Thank you, Alexander.
That's 2 for Medusa.
Yes, Lester Cook is voting for Ed Begley Jr. Thank you so much. And let me remind you guys, we are going to vote one last time before the end of the show. So Julio is voting for Olivia, and so is Dion. So 2 votes back to back for Olivia Diabo. Thanks, guys.
Oh, she's down on the board. That's awesome.
Yes, that is awesome. She was a good competitor when we saw her on.
Very strong. Very strong.
Very strong.
Definitely, I agree with you.
Thank you, Louis.
Yes, thank you.
And again, Peter.
Another vote for Peter Melman. Another vote for Peter Melman from Chad. Thank you, Chad.
That is now officially 8 for Peter Melman.
That's
How
right.
strong is voting?
And Ellison is voting for Medusa. Another vote for Medusa. All right.
Seems like she's gradually climbing up there too.
He is.
Huh.
I mean, these are all excellent choices.
Amazing choices.
Couple for Robert Davi there.
Yeah, it's a couple for Robert Davi.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a very interesting, great choice. Ironically enough, someone I actually voted for the first time, but Brian Taylor was such a strong competitor. Watching that video reminded me of how he just brings it. Did great research for, I believe, To Kill a Mockingbird, if I'm not mistaken. Really great, a solid argument on that. Let's see here. Yeah, so we still got Robert Davi. Peter Melman seems to be taking the lead here. I mean, he has about 8 votes. I mean, how do we feel about that, Mindy? Huh.
I am getting super excited.
Yeah.
Looking good.
So vote for Medusa right there.
Yeah, from Pinocchio Joe, our newest addition to the Second Chance Bowl. Thank you, Pinocchio.
Another one.
Yep.
Another one from Peter Melman.
Wow, that is
He's got such a great name too, Peter. Huh?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. And really put it, he was between a very tough sandwich. Very nasty sandwich, I believe was your phrase.
It looks like Melman's running away with this.
Yeah, we need more votes. It looks like we have Melman with 9. And we have Medusa with 3. Robert Davi has 2. Let's see. Did you get mine for Brian Taylor?
Oh,
Taylor, thank you very much, Julie Hall. That is 3 for Brian Taylor. Avi Klein are 5 points. Goes to Peter Melman. So Peter Melman is officially in the second Chance Bowl. Congratulations to Peter Melman. This has been one exciting night. Now we have one more vote at the end, or in a little bit. We'll vote one more time. Second Chance Bowl. So if your favorite didn't make it in, keep them in mind for the very last vote. One more spot remains, guys.
That's it. After
Yes.
this vote, that's
One
it.
more.
Sailing. It's an intense.
One more spot remains.
More spot.
Sir. Yes. And so let's write it down. Like, recently we voted in, last week we voted in Cindy Pickett. We saw her enter the Second Chance Bowl. And then McKenna, she was on our Black Box show and she won. She earned her spot into the Second Chance Bowl. We have Joe Rosart added in. And you know, between our matchup between Joe and Pete tonight, we had a ton of rebuttals between the two. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of fun to watch. But we also have had a ton of rebuttals in round number 1.
Yes, we did.
For the first time ever, you will take a look at a video that showcases the greatest rebuttals.
Ooh, so that's gonna be good.
Of round 1.
All right.
Ooh.
This is gonna be good.
I like that.
Should be.
Ken Patera is going to make a rebuttal.
I would let you know, Jeremy, that the fine art have tremendous amounts of funding.
Ken Patera, Jeremy London has a rebuttal.
Okay, yeah, but that was a privately funded venture when we should be able to rely on our government to be divvying it up as fairly to our children.
Well, John, there are sports where women would be better than men.
And that's popularity, but as far as they don't compete against each other because they can't.
Reception Raven.
I think Walt Disney's great, but he died of natural causes, didn't he? So how would you save him?
Brian Taylor is going to rebut right now.
Folks who are tuning into podcasts, they're not going to listen longer than a minute or two.
Absolutely. No, we're off to a hot start, guys and gals. Dan, yes.
I would like to say I also agree that that's a great song, but my song's better.
There you go. A lot of people want to ring Christian maintenance bells too. Christopher Reed.
Yeah, may I, if I may, Duke was founded by tobacco money. Okay.
Howard Collada will be rebutting John Red,
and they're going to probably 99% of the time want to take this to court of some sort. The only thing that's going to prove it is going to be video.
Last I checked, Jenny, did you just say what makes a war? Can you please respond? The issues make the war?
The issues that can't be decided, that can't be resolved peacefully.
Okay, well, it's my rebuttal, so I just wanted to make it clear. Issues don't make controversy. The people behind the policies make the controversy.
Women today have created a place where we can all thrive. Health is better.
But you forget that men were also voting too.
That's American sport. What's happening with baseball, football, and basketball is the prices of those games are rising.
Gerald wants to interject. Nope.
But we're missing a point here. Kirk and Spock, fictional characters. Batman and Robin, fictional characters. Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, the legit, breathing, living, organic matter that is a human being.
Here, Joe Rositano is chomping at the bit to rebut. So go ahead, rebut, my friend.
Onto it, Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, that was one of the main factors that actually pushed them to get the recognition it got.
Kelly has a rebuttal.
But you've not described a comeback as we are discussing at this point, as we are talking about.
Mr. Bagwell now. Mr. Bagwell.
You could have been, a comeback can be a person that
like me, that was paralyzed in the ring and should have retired, and he got back in shape. I mean, how long?
Torrin has a rebuttal.
Really, I celebrate obviously the end of that war, but in reality, I look at this in retrospect because we're talking about how long was it really before we were in Korea, and then how long was it before we were in
Rebuttal by Mick Foley. Rebuttal by Mick Foley. Yes.
I'm ready to tap out right now and concede that.
Now, Sergeant Slaughter and Mick Foley, is this a tactic? Are we seeing a tactic right now?
Influenced by Dick Butkus, and what he, not only what he did on the field, but then what he did after his career.
Very good points. And of course, Richard Klein.
Question was, who's the greatest linebacker of all time? That sort of narrows it down to play on the field. All of these guys.
But if you talk about something like lacrosse or field hockey, that isn't a strength. Those aren't strength games.
I have a question. I love the inspiration that DC is spitting right now. Love that, and I do too. But there's people that don't have that. I can do that right now, kind of thing. Where's that?
Because I was where that person was. I was where that person was, and even now.
A rebuttal, guys and gals, Mr. Jim Brazil.
There is more evidence right now that he was killed as a result of his lack of air support for the Bay of Pigs.
There's no time. JW, rebuttal?
I'm just blowing through the rebuts. I'm sorry.
Can we honestly really say Apollo made a good guy turn?
John will be rebutting Howard Flotto.
The recording wouldn't have made a difference either. They're going to happen with the recording or not.
I have made my point. Mark has a point too.
I would have to beg to differ. Those people that sitting at the tables and fight over policy, they know when they're on the wrong side. It's not about money.
You tend to.
Feminism isn't about division. It isn't about a power struggle.
The biggest problem with Superman, kryptonite.
Hold on. We know who it is. Hold on. When they wear the super suit, kryptonite doesn't hurt them.
Really knowing what.
Kelly has a rebuttal, guys and gals. You have a rebuttal?
But it's typically the leaders of major organizations, whether they're sports teams, corporations, etc., that demand all this information.
Line any longer.
Mr. Anson Williams.
Well, my dad, World War II hero, was two Purple Hearts, liberated Paris, liberated one of the concentration camps. Was on D-Day, Battle of the Bulge.
Wow.
I wouldn't have been born if it wasn't for that headline, because they were ready to send him to Japan. And
because they have a different heart.
Jim Thorpe, Nikita Koloff.
The one differentiating deciding factor, I believe, that separates Singletary from Ray and from Dick is that 17 years he dedicated his life to pouring into other athletes.
I am the example. All I can do is be the example.
Oh,
so your question said,
you're a brilliant example.
You
started out with a partner, with a collaboration and tag team, and then you had a lawsuit, and then you came back together and collaborated with other people.
now we're going up to profit on the moon. You think these guys are going up there to, oh, look, we're on the moon again?
There's all kinds of, we can get into the weeds on the moon stuff.
It was a great deal about slavery, was it not?
You're giving me extremely vague generalizations. So it had nothing to do with the southern states wanting to assert their authority over the federal government, right? It had nothing to do because they wanted to abolish federal laws, right? It had nothing to do with the South's right to keep slaves and take them wherever they wished, right? It had nothing. And a rebuttal by Diane Franklin.
But I kind of think Thriller was more of is more influential. Kids are even doing Thriller, and I think because of the dance combination. Just
Eddie Johnson has a rebuttal, guys and gals.
One of the problems right now that's going on in America is companies are, one, losing money because their employees do not have a great attention span.
That's what Superman is from. He was raised in Kansas. Go ahead.
This is how out of it Superman is. He works at a newspaper, the Daily Planet.
We have a rebuttal from Courtney Gibbs.
Well done, but I think you just killed yourself by saying he was good first, then bad, then good. The easiest, as an evil person, the most person you would protect in your life, even if you were Darth Vader, is your son.
We've been competing all our lives. We don't know anything different.
I'm taking my jacket off now.
I saw you.
I watched Joe play. Good to be with Joe, the mad stuntman. Looking forward to it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to kick your ass.
That was super fun. That was super. Oh gosh, the rebuttals.
Tell you what,
good memories right there. I mean, the minute that index finger comes up, I mean, you got to be ready to receive whatever. I mean, we saw it with Joe and Pete tonight. I mean, both of you guys did an impeccable job. I mean, rebutting the rebut. We saw it tonight.
It's a strategy. You know, when I look at that video, you know what I see? Talented round 2, man. That is basically what you'd call a scouting report for round 2. You just look at that, man. That's what you're going up against. Me and Pete will be sitting high and dry in round 3. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. I'll be right there with you.
So you'll be watching who's coming up to kick your butts.
Exactly.
That's not the way I look at it.
That's the way I look at it.
Exactly. You know, one of the interesting things about the rebuttals, though, that with that video reminded me of is the way I prepared when I was preparing for my topic was I also knew to research my opponent's topic, because that was what I knew is as a judge, I knew that I had to know what they were looking at because I wanted to be prepared on what they were going to say to break them down. And that was what that video reminded me of. And so that is also how I prepare. I mean, if we get to know our topics, just like you guys tonight didn't know your topic, but you got to know everything. And so that is one of the things you got to be prepared for is prepare for everything. But I also know now your Melman's in round 2. I now know who my last vote is going to be for in the Second Chance Bowl because of that video. So I am ready for my final vote.
I mean, Joe, we're both in the same boat. I mean, Peter Melman might be now someone we go up against in the Second Chance Bowl. Pinocchio Joe, is there a opponent that you don't want to face, or maybe someone that you're looking forward to? What do you think?
Well, I can't face everyone. I mean, that would be interesting if we had Joe versus the Second Chance Bowl, but we can't have that. That wouldn't be as cool. But if I were to choose someone, I would love it if I could have a green rumor way of it with you and Pinocchio Joe. But if I had to go with celebrities, it would probably be a Cindy Pickett, Scott William Winters, maybe somewhere along there.
Good choice. Good choice.
Excellent.
Well, yeah, we sure have seen a lot transpire over the last year and a couple months in round 1. And even in the last few months, we've hit so many different milestones that we put together a video about it. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah. So many milestones.
When you know you're not a sad story, you are alive. And you stand up and see the lights on the buildings and everything that makes you wonder. And you're listening to that song on that drive with the people you love most in this world. And in this moment, I swear, we are infinite.
You'd be too fatigued to perform that night, so she put you in the studio, played the music, and said, imagine yourself doing the routine. And even though it took about 4 times, it was name Michael, last name Gross. Welcome, my friend, to the green room.
Thank you so much. That is the finest rhymed
eulogy I've never heard in my life.
When it's growing on me, it's growing on all America, North America, I think around the world. You've invented something amazing, and we're having...
And gals and pals, it's all because of you, and it's all because of the great luminaries we have here who are just like us, down-to-earth people who've accomplished so much because they rolled up their sleeves and they fought for what they believe in.
So exciting! Love it. I love it. So much has gone on in the past year. Round one, including not only the numbers we've seen and the viewers and the subscribers, but Black Box has increased in views. We're gaining in popularity, and we're having so much fun on the Black Box. I believe we have a recap of last Wednesday. Let's hook that up.
Man.
A lot of fun.
Not a secret anymore.
Yes. You guys, it is a tie. It is 47-47.
And Hauser's the man of the hour with the one and only vote.
I'd like to look into the eyes of Pete and Joe.
Am I moving on to round number 3, Hauser?
I need to look into the eyes of both of you.
Ooh, Joe has 5 minutes.
I like that.
Not Pete advances.
Joe's chair right there. Joe, where are you?
A silent scream from a story untold.
Here's what's going to happen. Instead of Hauser merely voting on what transpired this past Saturday, we'll run this one more time. This Saturday, one topic, sudden death. Pete versus Joe. Hauser will vote immediately thereafter this Saturday night.
What?
You son of...
What the hell is this, Joe?
What is this?
I want you to know that there's going to be such intensity and a thin line.
Oh, you're gonna wish this did not go to sudden death.
Under the city lights.
Mr. Sharpie here came with some really strong rebuttals. How are you going to prepare for that? And Mr. Sharpie, you might want to consider going deeper.
This is my only opportunity to get into the tournament, even if it's just starting in the Second Chance Bowl.
There'll be one topic typed in by Avi Klein, and you guys will all get to see it in real time. That is huge for you. If you win tonight, we'll have somebody else basically take on your opponent for you to begin with.
He's pondering. He might be going through his mental Rolodex. Oh, there we go. Oh
my gosh! Preston present!
Look, there goes Yannis Joplin. Yannis Joplin, hey! What a good-looking man. I always say in person people look better. What a good-looking man she is.
You got to sit through that guy before you can even sit down with me.
Okay, touche.
You know what I'm saying?
If books could talk, which one from your shelf would have the most interesting story to tell?
I think about Nancy Drew and The Secret of the Old Clock. That's the first Nancy Drew book that ever came out. The time when I found out my parents were having a tough time in their marriage. When I found out that, it was in my room then. It reminded me that I can do anything, that I will be okay with everything.
But the book on my shelf, I think, that tells an amazing story is called Thud. And something in the book, something he did every single night, regardless of the case he was working, is he made sure he was home by 6 p.m. to open up and read a particular book to little Sam. Beat himself to death getting there, and when he got there, his son was gone. He'd been kidnapped. And in the book, it describes, his anxiety about his son in such depth. It tugs your heartstrings to think, as a parent myself, if this were your child.
Father, Kelly connected with me just a little bit more. I go, Kelly, thank you so much. Oh, we have another one. Victoria, we are getting your vote in. And Kelly has 6 votes, and McKenna has 12 points. Congratulations. You have won, and you are officially in the Second Chance Bowl.
You sat back and you did nothing. And then you pull every single one of our names into this. And then look where we're at now.
He dropped bait in front of you. You took it hook, line, and sinker.
Avi's going to be collateral damage in this situation.
You think I don't know everything that you guys are communicating? You think I don't know what's at stake? You think I don't know that if I win, my brother, he's gone?
So take it from me, Howard, you can't win. Am I making myself clear? Escúchame ahora!
The John Red Challenge is next. It's a quickie but a goodie. All you have to do is listen to our very unwelcome guest. When he is finished, you will be on solo and describe your worst nightmares as it pertains to the lake.
Rest assured that the 6th final round of this tournament will be washed away with aquatic creation.
It was a series where I died. My worst nightmare is looking and being trapped with my murderer and looking into her eyes, seeing my reflection.
Very intense moment.
Today, he mentioned that lake, huh? Interesting
Mysterious lake.
I
know it all too well.
And we have that very mysterious Clay Brick Stevens, who we still have no idea who he is. And Julie, you did ask him for his identity, and what was his response?
He just would not give it to me. He's very mysterious. I'm trying to place a voice, trying to look out for maybe location markers in the background. I don't know who he is. I really don't. But one thing I know is that he seems very scary.
I'll tell you something else about Claybrick Stevens. He is very up to date on pretty pretty much all of us. He knows about it. We don't know him, but he damn sure knows us. And that kind of makes you think, where does he get his knowledge from? Is he working for somebody? I mean, it's like you said, it's very, very mysterious.
Those are some good points to bring it up, and that's probably why you're in round number 3. But he's extremely mysterious, but he hasn't. Were there any clues being dropped, hints anywhere as to who he might be? Does anyone know?
I mean, he's made comments about he knows Avi, like he grew up with Avi or something. They were on a farm together, but you know, he has this like really uncomfortable, familiar feeling. He knows us. He really knows us.
Well, I haven't been on the Black Box as much, but from what I see, there's definitely a connection with Mr. Clay Stevens and this this lake, and I see how it all affects you, especially you, Mindy, and John. Anything you could talk about that?
Look, man.
Helzer, I'm going to tell you, especially on Wednesday night, you know, we had that challenge, right, where we had to talk about our worst nightmares, Julie, and I haven't been so uncomfortable, and I've had nightmares since Wednesday night.
You know, it was very intense time for all of us, and for those who did watch the Black Box. Remember that there was a challenge. We had to talk about the nightmares, the lake, and how it affected us. Now we each put out a performance, and the winner was to gain 30 points going into their next tournament round. Now we saw Howard, we saw Mindy, we saw John, you saw myself, and Kelly White.
The lake
and,
was,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm going to read Mr. Rizart's great comment here, if you don't mind. The lake was the greatest, most intense web series I've ever seen. If you ever have the ability, see it in full. Avi Klein created stories interwoven with real-life movies, I'm guessing, and traditional horror. Again, it was something completely different with its style. The amazing direction it uses with the camera work too. Chad, Top 10 Dixon, I swear if I could go back to bring you to that portion, you had to be there. Well said, Mr. Ricitano.
Yeah, thank you for that. Now, yes, for all of you guys who watched the lake was intense, and thank you for bringing that up, but it did give us nightmares, and we did talk about it on the Black Box this past Wednesday night. We all poured our heart out, and we all put out a performance on that, and we ended the broadcast with John Red, and we didn't get to the voting portion, so we're going to do that tonight. So remember, the winner.
Look, Joe, he talks about it as a movie, an obvious direction, but it was so much more than that. You know, this lake, this series has affected my whole life. You know, it's not all been bad, but there are some horrendous moments that stick in my head that I can't get out of my head. And anyone who watched my version of what I see in my worst nightmare of a dream, this wasn't just movie or writing or direction. This was life-changing.
Horrendous? What are you talking about, horrendous?
There you go. You know damn good and well what I'm talking about. Horrendous.
Sit there and try to act like that we didn't actually, as much as I hate to admit it, have some good times together? Are you going to try to act like that? He didn't write in some of those good times. You can act like what you want because we hate each other now, but we had some good times.
Mindy, don't sit here and act like the lake didn't totally ruin our lives.
That is on you for your jealousy.
What it did, though, it
The lake
pointed
was
out
amazing.
you.
He wrote an amazing horror series. That is genius, what he wrote. And it is not his fault that some people don't understand the difference of script and real life. That is not Avi's fault. And that is not on him that you are a jealous piece of crap.
How?
Yeah.
You're right there. I mean, the lake story brought us to places that we never knew existed, brought us to emotions we never knew we had. And we've all seen where, how my story ended. And the lake, we all know that during the lake series, I was the lake's messenger, and how everybody, came to see me to see the lake's messages. And it was a very, a very intense time. There was a lot of a lot of inner energy that I didn't know I had, and using every abilities to get that story out there, to blur that line to what's real and what's story. And the lake series that Avi brought was like so real and so intense that a lot of people don't know the difference of whether, hey, is this really happening or is this just a story? And apparently it's ruined your marriage between you and John.
Yeah, there are some people that want to know what the lake is, was, continues to be, can never let it go. Pete's ending was different than everyone else's, Joe says, and left off in the darkest place, the darkest of all the endings that transitions into something you can't unsee.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The lake is something that everyone has to see multiple times. So many nuances and Easter eggs. When the Black Box was the Green Room review show, I had to go scene by scene, sometimes even minute by minute, to review it properly at the time. It carries on to each thing we see here now. And everyone from Howard Collado, John Redd, Mindy Redd, Julie Riederer, Kate Younghart, Gina Marie Permanente, Pinocchio Joe, Hauser Ordelock, Phil Justin, and Pete Sharpie all had arcs. You see, it's interesting, Mr. Sharpie, that you mentioned this word real. Was it real? Was it not? One of my struggles, ladies and gentlemen, in that series was whether or not I was real. And I had an uphill mountain to climb in terms of discovering what that was. I do empathize with each one of you. Whether or not it was real, whether or not it was a story, I think we can all agree. Is where it always lies.
Deep. Deep.
You're absolutely right about that. It becomes part of you and it stays with you. And you don't know what is real, and if you're alive or living. That's scary to question your own reality. It really is. It is.
It took us to a lot of deep places.
It did take us to deep places. And there was a lot of times it was very, very real.
It was. And if you tuned in Wednesday night and you saw just a small piece of how it still exists within each one of us, well, that is what we are voting on right now. The performances of Mindy, John, Howard Collado, myself, Kelly White, we're all involved on Wednesday night. So we are going to ask for the votes. Right now, we're voting on the performances from Wednesday night's Black Box. If you watched it, then please vote. Right now, we're going to vote right now, and the winner will get 30 points
Wow.
to use. Yeah, that's huge.
That is huge. I mean, 3 points you're taking into, depending on round two. I mean, that's, my God.
Or where you're at in the tournament, you get to take those points with you. So that is huge. The stakes are high for everybody that's involved.
They are very high, Mindy, and that's why every vote counts, every point counts. And so I welcome you guys to vote for the performances from Wednesday night's Black Box. If you've seen it, then please vote right now.
Yes. Whose nightmare resonated with you the most?
Yes.
You know, I have to say, I mean, each one of you I did see from, my own home. All three of you gave really solid, amazing. Oh, there's a first vote. Papa Red has my vote. Huh.
John has one.
So Red, of course.
30 points is on the line here to whoever wins. You guys, let's see your votes right now.
30 points is a lot.
Thank you. I vote Howard. Chad.
Thank you,
Vote
Chad.
for Howard. Thank you very much for that vote. Vote for McKenna. Thank you, Larry.
Larry.
All right, so far.
Another one for Papa Red.
Yep.
Red.
I mean, John, you're ready in round three. It's whew. Imagine 30 points more.
A vote for Howard. Thank you, Ramon.
Thank you, Brian.
Another vote for Howard. Yes.
I mean, just think of the arsenal you're entering round three with, John. Huh.
Well, I mean, look, at this point of round three, there's another one. Oh yes.
Papa Red gets another vote.
I'm muted. I need as much as I can get. Perhaps I can trade those points in to get my voice back.
At the moment, there is a tie.
So another vote for Papa Red. So that puts John at 4 right now and Howard at 3. Thank you guys for your votes. Keep them coming in. Another vote for John. Puts him at 5. Thank you so much, Julie. John Red, absolutely, I vote for him, says Jane Dubois.
Thank you.
Another vote.
Thank you.
So that puts John at 6. Howard at 3.
Like John's running away with it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Another
vote for Howard.
Yes.
6-4. Oh boy, could Howard catch up here?
They were all so intense.
John Red the best. Huh.
Yeah.
The beast.
Tell you what, that night after, I slept like a baby.
Oh, well, you got a lot of emotions out, if anybody remembers. So let's go ahead and you guys want to collectively count this down. We're going to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, what? Whoa, we have one more. Red.
Man, I needed that. Thank you.
John Red. Did you really need it? But you won, nevertheless. You have 30 points.
I don't have a
You're
voice.
down 3. You got an extra 30 points.
Congratulations.
Yes, man. I'm hoping that I can trade those in, get my voice back, man. Finally, man. Not to mention, everyone has been throwing in my face about the John Red Challenge, the John Red Challenge. Why are they calling it the John Red Challenge? I'll tell you why, Kelly White. Because John Red brings it. And he brought it last Wednesday night, and he's going to have 30 points, and my streak of losing is over. So tune in and watch me kick ass Wednesday night on another John Red Challenge, because I believe we have a couple more remaining. Go.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Two breaking news from Avi Klein.
We have breaking news.
I mean, I wonder what it could be.
Breaking news.
Pertain now to John's 30 points. I'm curious.
In 2 weeks' time, the biggest guest we have ever seen will appear along Avi Klein on the green room.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. So
the biggest.
That's saying a lot.
I mean, compared to who? I mean, we've had Ventura. We've had amazing bevy of amazing guests.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
He was set to appear on 5/18. So that is breaking news. That is huge. And remember what we talked about before, guys, about seeing some big name, huge competitors having one final chance to come back at the 11th hour, right? Before round 2 starts, there will be a final push to get into round 2. But once that door closes on round 2, there'll be no more. So at the 11th hour, we will see Julie Hall in size or stature.
Oh,
maybe both. We will see.
You know what? I never really thought about that, you know.
Yeah, stature. Very much in stature.
Wow. I mean,
Can we get a clue? No.
if
That
you
is your clue.
Well, no.
That is the clue.
No clue.
Guys, this is just huge. We've already had amazing luminaries in this tournament. And Avi Klein just said the biggest. I mean, what's it going to be?
Biggest name we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, no clues so far, but, they were supposed to be on May 18th. And we'll just have to wait and see in the 11th hour. Also, I wanted to mention that I know that earlier on in the show, we talked about a matchup between Papa Red and Mindy. But you know what?
What?
Let's
what?
build this up.
Well, hang on. Just say something to you, because a lot of goods happened at Papa Red tonight. You know, Pinocchio Joe's in. I won that heartfelt challenge on Wednesday night, and I don't want her to have any excuses for why she lost this Mindy versus John thing, because I need closure, and the only way we're going to get closure is if I can make sure she has a clear mind. And so I'd like to postpone it, and I'm not scared, but I don't want her to have any excuses, and I've had a big night already. So I think maybe it's time to wait.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
There you go.
Push it back, build it up.
No excuses, Mindy.
No excuses. Here we go. Next week, John versus Mindy in a mystery challenge. And yes, the final second chance bowl spot will be up for grabs. Oh, this Wednesday, live on the Black Box on Joe Rosart and Truly Julie's page at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, guys, we're going to see John versus Mindy next week on June 1st. And also this Wednesday, you need to tune in to the Black Box, 8 o'clock Eastern, for the last spot of the Second Chance Bowl. We have had amazing evening tonight. Second round is coming, guys.
Wow.
Second round is coming.
That's going to be, I mean, huge.
Cannot wait for it.
I'm not there yet. I have to get out of the second chance bowl. But I mean, Mindy, you're in round 2. Julie, you're in round 2. How do you guys feel? It's right around the corner. I mean,
I am absolutely pumped up. I'll speak for myself because I was in the second chance bowl where you are still, Hauser. And I am so glad to be out of it, to shake, the dust off of that bowl off of me and be in round 2. I am so excited. Over 119 Hall of Famers. And I'm excited to be side by side with them. And this next Saturday, we might see second chance bowl matches already.
That is amazing. Again, I said it before. I mean, I might be in here next week going up against someone. I mean, Joe Rizard, Lenny Wilkins. It could be anyone. That's happening next Saturday, guys.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I can't wait to see that. To see, you, Joe, everybody else that's in it. Who's going to go into round number 2? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be very exciting. Well, all I know is I'm in round 2. Top of red over there.
So watch this Wednesday night. Tune in 8 p.m. Black Box for the second chance bowl. Our last spot will be chosen. Everybody tune in. And thank you for joining us tonight. We have one last video, our outro video to view tonight.
What a night.
What a night.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
Nothing else signifies the down and dirty grit of the American spirit, of Americana, more than a Harley Davidson motorcycle.
When that cold, dark blackness stares you in the eyes and you look behind you and you realize that all your stuff is in the past.
Got older, my mother and I used to wrap presents, and she taught me how to harmonize, singing Silent Night.
He was a great military strategist. He was able to be decisive. He was able to lead bombing campaigns over Germany.
On the field, but also media-wise and in the booth and everything else-wise was influenced by Dick Butkus.
Their basic survival instincts, their humor, their fear, their desires, actually mirrored each other. They were the same guy, they just had opposite jobs.
And right as Charles goes to drink the bottle of the liquor, there's that dum 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 again, which in my opinion is a big indicator that Childs has become the thing.
Having had the opportunity to meet Dr. King and seeing how humble he was, and he knew, he got a little glimpse of the future.
I think the struggles that we face in this country, like I said, is that we're always looking outside instead of looking inside.
And that might even be the prevailing thought, is that technology makes us lazier, but I feel pretty passionate that that's not the truth.
Martin Luther King gave his life so that everybody could be together, and damn if they aren't.
Here's one. You can have it, babe. You can find your own research, you can find your own opinions, and it just allows you to learn on your own, and you can grow from that.
You get the one big chance to show your stuff, and you take advantage of it.
And I love comedians, and I am and will always be a big Richard Pryor fan.
Be coming back as Byron Scott cocks the hammer.
If I was going to get a chance to sign professionally, I had to show that I had the great ability to do it.
The 1974 season, the former Cy Young.
I think we have a lot of immature people right now that's being led by a lot of different things.
Eddie Johnson threw the paint for two.
It's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that itch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, you gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you.
You know what? Maybe one of the world's problems will get solved by listening to this show.
Love, Avi, I'm gonna win this whole thing. Watch.
I know you are, Tom. I know you are.
Giants win the pennant. Giants win the pennant. It was simply about the game.
And I was stood on the podium, but I can remember standing there thinking, geez, I shouldn't be here alone. Like, I had a team.
They said, well, you can do what you want. Can't protect you. We can't stop for you. But if you want to drive behind us, go ahead.
And I suggest anybody that is not feeling clear, get that workout in.
So at the age of 7, my goal was to someday play in the Olympics.
I lived in New York City. I had moved there after I made the movie Manhattan.
And they go to Dallas, these big metropolitan schools, and they have literally millions and millions of dollars, and they look like colleges.
No matter what you was going through, you had food on the table at the end of the day.
It's this fun, upbeat, good-looking, fun music that was really actually positive for a cultural shift.
And has mentioned separation of church and state over 25 times in various cases.
So basically, I walk in there like a lamb with a blindfold on.
And I've always wished that we could have unbiased reporting so people could actually see the facts.
The song Dazed and Confused, if you just close your eyes and when that kicks in, you know exactly the song that it is.
Ball, which of course was enormous because it was the World Series, but it's still just the World Series.
When you read this book, it is so blatantly clear what was attempted here.
To be a relationship with my father, it was a love and hate relationship. So Joe was like my mentor because he convinced me to be the best I could be in myself.
his mom, and she had tears streaming down her cheeks because someone cared enough to come in and try to make his day a little nicer.
Had the equality to be incompetent, like men have had.
They would bring all these tough guys in, and they would break them in the business.
It was something that I always wanted to do, but I would get up on stage and my heart was pounding through my chest. I was so nervous.
We have that opportunity to fulfill my childhood dreams. It's to win a World Series.